Welcome, everyone, to episode 241 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
So today's the day where we first test the all Skype episode. I think it's going okay so far. I mean, we've been able to conversate regularly, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you guys there?
Shut up, Eric.
Hello?
As long as Skype holds up on us, yeah, we should be all right. But as I said, we talked about it. Was it last week or the week before? It'll probably take us a few episodes to get the hang of the flow and everything because it is a little bit different. But today's main topic, Eric's back too, which is awesome. Glad to have you, Eric.
Thank you.
You'll
Good
notice.
to be back.
Yeah, you'll notice the this clean Virginia studio.
Yeah, this is our second bedroom. We have a bedroom set that's supposed to be delivered in a few weeks. So
Nice.
until then, it's just nude.
You should cover that whole wall with gaming posters. Just until it moves in.
Surprise the old lady when she gets here with some nice decor.
Well, I'll take them down before she gets here.
No,
Yeah.
Go on down to the Home Depot, get yourself some paints, have a few beers, paint a mural on the wall.
Do some
Genius.
interpretive art.
Yeah, throw a cheeseburger on it. Work off of that.
Yeah, we'll see what I can come up with for next week.
Nice. So yeah, today's topic is going to be Far Cry Primal. I put up a primer for it earlier in the day today, so Corey's got to call that up in just a minute. Does anyone have anything they want to tease for later on in the episode? I know me and will be talking more Fire Emblem. Corey, do you have anything you want to tease?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
That's about it.
I know Will's been playing a little bit of that too, right, Will?
Currently.
Playing right now
Yep.
as we speak. Anything else, Corey?
No.
Eric, do you have anything you want to tease?
I don't believe I played anything new, Dan.
Okay.
Other than Far Cry, of course.
Other than Far Cry. Okay. Yeah, well, me and Will will be talking more Fire Emblem Fates when
Yeah.
I think I said that right. But yeah, let's get into Far Cry Primal. So I guess I could call up my notes. So Far Cry Primal is a departure from the previous games in the series. It takes place 10,000 BCE in Central Europe, apparently. It takes place during some tribal territorial wars between a few different tribal peoples in Central Europe in 10,000 BCE. So Eric, let's. You probably played the most, right? How long did you play?
I don't know. Probably around 5 hours.
Oh, okay. So maybe I played the most then.
I think
I've got
you
about
probably did.
I got about eight and a half hours. Will said he had about an hour, right? Will?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay.
I thought about playing it, but
Yeah.
was sort of advised against it.
Yeah. Rightfully so. So yeah, for me, like one of the coolest things about the game, but also kind of the worst things about the game is the actual setting for me. I actually really like the setting, but it takes away from the Far Cry fun, I guess, because a lot of the fun in Far Cry is vehicles and rocket launchers and grenades and blowing stuff up and shooting people. The wingsuit in Far Cry 4 was amazing. None of that stuff is obviously in 10,000 BCE. It's all spears and clubs and bow and arrow. There is a few explosive things that I haven't been able to craft yet, but so yeah, I mean, I think the setting is good and bad. The worst thing and the best thing about the game. How do you feel about that, Eric?
I don't know if I agree with that. I guess I would argue that you knew that going in, that there was no guns or anything like that. So, but yeah, as far as the setting goes, I actually really like the setting. It's one of the, I don't know if I'd say the only things that I think is appealing about the game. Yeah, I will say that. It's one of the only appealing things there is about this game. The setting's really cool, like all the animals everywhere. Actually, sometimes having all the animals around kind of bothers me because they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're being attacked by a bear when you're just maybe trying to get to a mission, and that can piss you off a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, the setting is really cool in my opinion, and I don't mind not having all the guns or anything like that because I don't think I needed another game like that right now.
Right.
I've enjoyed using a bow and arrow because it's not something that I've done in previous Far Cry games, and I kind of like that it's forced me to use that.
Yeah.
Use some different stuff. So
I've
actually enjoyed that.
It's kind of the most versatile weapon. Because you have your spears, but the distance isn't that far from them. The spear is actually my favorite weapon, but the bow and arrow is more versatile. It's got more distance, and you can fire quicker. And also, you have more. Right now I can only carry 4 spears, so once I throw all those, I gotta switch to the bow anyway. So.
Yeah, I haven't used much of the spear other than the tutorial area. I've almost only used the bow and arrow, and some of the what are the beehive bombs called?
I think it's just
is it sting bomb?
Sting bomb, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, I've been using those with my owl.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you. So that's one of the other things about the game is you can kind of tame some of the wild animals in the game. But at the beginning, you get like an owl that you can do like aerial scouting with, and eventually you can train up your skills so that you can teach them to attack and stuff. How do you like using that, Eric?
I really like that part actually. It adds a new layer to like the stealth and the way that you approach each camp that you come across.
Yeah.
I like being able to use the owl as you kind of would like in Metal Gear. You would use Quiet to go out and scout for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I use the owl. It's really helpful because they can go around and scout the different enemies, and based on the icon that's over the enemy's head, it'll tell you what kind of enemy they are, whether they're just like a regular piece of shit, dopey warrior guy, or like a sniper, or one of the guys that has poison. But my favorite thing is that the owl can attack from midair, and I like being able, like I said, I drop the stinger bombs down on the enemies, and it can kill multiple enemies at once. Or you can target one specific enemy, and the owl will go down and just like scratch your face off or whatever it does. But I do like that it's on a timer, like a cooldown timer, because if it wasn't on a cooldown timer, the game would be so easy.
You just send them out repeatedly.
Yeah, you should not even bother playing the game.
Yeah, I just recently started using him when I go to take an outpost because it's a Far Cry game. There's outposts that you have to take over. No towers, though.
What?
Just different. No towers. It wouldn't make sense.
So they use piles of rocks instead, right?
No, there's just no towers.
One would think.
Well, how do you find all the icons on the map?
I think it's just visual, like as you come across them when you're putzing around.
No. Wait, the fast travel place isn't.
I think it's by opening the fireplace, like Will said, the bonfires.
Yeah, it's kind of similar. Yep. But yeah, I just started using it to, like you said, scout out all the enemies. For the first like 6 hours of the game, I never used the owl at all.
Oh, wow.
But you're really missing out on one of the tools that helps you with the game by not using that. I even started using it recently. Like I needed badger skins to upgrade one of my huts in my village. So I took that out to scout out where the badger was, and once I found the badger, I could use the owl to attack the badger because they're kind of hard to kill because they're small and fast. So I used him to wipe out the badger, which was nice.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that. I thought you could only attack people, but it attacks critters too.
That's the most interesting part of the game to me is the whole Beastmaster aspect. Mm-hmm. How deep does that go in this game? I mean, I know you guys are talking about having an owl, but do you get like ferrets that can go and steal stuff for you, like in Beastmaster?
It's not super deep. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 12 different animals you can tame and become the master of. Some of them are repeats, like a white wolf and then the regular gray wolf. Different colored like jaguars and stuff. But really, like at least for now, the only thing I can do is send them to attack something. I don't know if you might be able to unlock more abilities to have them do different things like later on, but pretty much they mostly just help you fight at this point. And you can ride a mammoth eventually. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other beast that I've tamed is a wolf. That's the only other one I have.
Yeah, what's the owl, and then you get a wolf. That's kind of the first one that you have like with you to help you fight stuff and kill stuff. And then I got a mountain lion. That's the next one.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because whenever I come across something, I forget that I need to tame it. Like the doles, the little dog fox guys. And you unlock the ability to you can tame bears eventually, and the saber-toothed tigers, which I had quite a bit of trouble with. In my video, you'll see I got mauled by a saber-toothed tiger probably 4 times. and got killed. They're really hard, by the way. So yeah. What do I have?
I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The setting, not to step backwards, but I know we already talked about it. I saw the news of it being the same map as Far Cry 4. Kind of went a little viral.
Yeah.
Is that just lazy game design, or does it kind of play into?
I've heard people say that it plays into the greater storyline of Far Cry.
Okay.
Honestly, like I just got done playing Far Cry 4 not that long ago. There's no way you would know. I don't think. The map doesn't seem remotely similar. It doesn't look similar at all. I just think they use the same maybe like topographical, and then all the stuff that they put on it. It just doesn't look the same at all.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is it supposed to take place in that same plot of land, and are there like Easter eggs to call that out?
You're breaking up really bad, Corey.
I don't know. I'm clear on my end.
I heard him. What he asked was, he's wondering if this is supposed to take place on that same plot of land that Far Cry 4 did. So he's wondering if there are Easter eggs around.
Oh, apparently there's Easter eggs, but Far Cry 4 takes place in like the Himalayas, the mountains.
So it is just lazy game design.
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
Like, there's really, as I said, I think that whole thing is overblown. There's really no way you can tell it's the same map.
No, I honestly had no idea, and this was the first I'd heard of it.
The other reason why people know that is because they did enough digging, like comparing the map sizes to get that. You can't tell that it's the same map.
No, I think that's pretty ridiculous.
And I think that's the reason they were able to put the game out so quick. Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Agreed. Hey, I think one of my computers is downloading patches. I think that's why we're getting the breaking up here.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Dan.
I was gonna say it's not me. I haven't dropped a single frame.
Yeah, I think it's me. But anyway, Eric, go ahead and let's hear your thoughts on.
Yeah. So other than like the setting and the animal taming, everything else is kind of shitty. It's just like such a generic game. I told Corey that he really shouldn't bother playing this game. That's the person that told him that. It was me. Because I told him it's the most just average, like meh game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody asked me what I thought of it, I'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You should just go play Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragon. Like I don't know. Far Cry Primal is like, it's okay unless you're like dying for the setting of a caveman that can't shoot guns. Like, there's no reason to play this game. The story is non-existent in my opinion. Like, I could care less about going and finding these.
There's a story?
No, there's really not. I could really care less about having to go find all these special cave people. I can't remember what they're called.
Wenja.
The Wenja. Supposedly there's ones around the map that have different abilities. Like one's like a blacksmith, and one is the what's the first one? The shaman, whatever. They all have different abilities. It just doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, in all honesty, I probably would have traded this game in already if I had purchased a physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even that I think it's a bad game, because it's not a bad game. It's just an average game that has nothing new to offer me. And there's so many other games that you could be playing, and you could just go back and play Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 if you want like a full Far Cry experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with you. And even though I do like the game, like you said, there's not a lot of reason to play it. Like I said, it's fun. I would not have been happy if I had spent $60 on it. I'm glad I bought it for $36, which is about half, the price of it new. That made it a little easier of a pill to swallow,
It's like if when you're a teenager, if your mom offers to make you a grilled cheese, mm-hmm. and she brings it out to you and there's no cheese in it, and you just have like these two pieces of shitty bread. You're like, wow, where the fuck is the middle of my sandwich? There's nothing here.
Where are the goods?
Yeah, where are the goods? That's Far Cry Primal. There's no cheese.
That is the exact opposite of what I want in a game.
Yo, Corey, you would stop playing this game within 2 hours.
Yeah. And honestly, like I really didn't like it at first when I started playing it, but I thought it was way too slow, especially to start with, because your guy's like pathetic when you first start. Once you start unlocking more abilities and stuff, it gets a little easier. It's a little faster to do things, and I've liked it more the more I've played it. But yeah, at first I was like, I don't even know if I want to keep playing this. But like I said, once I started unlocking abilities and making things a little easier on myself, I did start to enjoy it a little bit more. But I feel that's kind of the Far Cry thing too. I felt Far Cry 4 started a little bit slow, but not nearly as slow as Primal. Go ahead, Eric.
One of the other things I did like about it, I should say, is I like the kind of the base upgrading aspect of it.
Yep.
So the different parts of your kind of cave headquarters, like the shaman has an upgradable hut, and I don't remember her name, but the main female character that you interact with, her little hut can be upgraded also. And you can find like random Wenja out in the wild that are being held captive by other natives. And if you rescue them, they'll go back to your base. And once you get up to, I think the next population for me is 40. 40 Wenja back at my base, then I can start upgrading again. And you have to use like different animal skins and resources that you find around. So I do like that. It kind of gives you a reason to go around looking for different animals and rescuing the Wenja around the map.
Yeah. No, I also enjoy that part. Also, if you don't like resource collecting, do not play Far Cry Primal, because that's a lot of what it is.
It's a lot of what it is.
Yeah, I never minded any of that. Some of the animals are a little bit annoying to hunt, but yeah, if you don't like gathering crafting supplies, and if you don't like crafting, just stay away from Far Cry Primal, because that's mostly what it is.
The badger is a son of a bitch.
Oh my god, I've had such a hard time with badgers until, like I said, I figured out you could kill them with your owl. That made it so much easier. And my mountain lion was pretty good, but it would have to attack me first before my mountain lion would protect me. So that they are, and they're hard to find because they're small. It's not like a bear that you can see way off in the distance, you know. So,
yeah.
One thing I did want to comment on, I wanted to give Ubisoft credit. The game runs amazingly well on my computer, amazingly well. I have the frame rate counter on my thing, and I know for whatever reason Ubisoft has it always at 59. I'm assuming it's 60 and not 59. It's locked at 59 frames, but like there was very few times where I even dropped 1 or 2 frames. It ran smooth as silk from the very instant I booted it up, and through my 8 or 9 hours that I've played. So I do have to compliment them on that.
It does look very good in the primer video that you put up on YouTube. Is 59 though? Is that your monitor refresh rate? Maybe.
No, it's 60.
Okay.
When I use Fraps or when I use the Steam frame rate counter, it says 60. I don't know why. All Ubisoft games just say 59 in the corner. I don't know why that is. I think maybe once or twice it drops down to 58 or 57, but it runs pretty smoothly throughout. So, yeah, I do have to compliment that, especially after how badly XCOM 2 ran.
Yeah.
And it matters more for a first-person shooter type of game.
Sure. Yeah, it looks really good in your primer video.
Yeah. I really like the rugged and unforgiving wilderness, too. You really do feel, especially when you're wandering into new areas, you really do feel kind of threatened as a player, because you never know, like I said, when a saber-toothed tiger is going to come out and trounce you, even if you have an animal protection with you. And you can also stumble into, 5 or 6 tribesmen from another tribe who beat your face in. So that's kind of cool. It makes you take things a little more slowly than you would. And I never had any cares in the world in the other Far Cry games, because you could just shoot everybody in the face with your machine gun or shotgun or whatever.
That was actually another question of mine, sort of. Are there survival aspects to Far Cry Primal, like survival game aspects?
Not really. There is obviously all the looting of resources, but you don't have to eat to stay alive or anything like that. You eat to recover your health. There is medicines, I guess, that you can craft craft from your resources that make it so you can run faster, or make it so you're less easy to detect from different animals and different tribesmen. But no, not staying warm. I guess you do have to have winter clothes before you go into the winter parts of the map. Will, you might be interested to know there's winter parts. Apparently, I haven't been there yet, but
Yeah, I saw a little gameplay in them, and they looked amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You
Oprah.
have to upgrade one of your forts. You have to upgrade one of your forts enough to get winter gear, I guess.
Cool, Corey.
Amazing.
That threw me off a little bit too, Corey. I'm glad you made a comment. I did want to say too, Jake pointed this out in the chat that he likes how there's like the day-night cycle. So when you're out at night, there's different animals, so you can kind of only get their skins at night. And there's like packs of wild wolves or more.
There's wolves everywhere at night.
Yeah,
which is cool. And the game looks great. It really looks gorgeous. So that's helpful. You know, if it looked like crap, you know, there's less eye candy, I guess, and that would make it a less pleasing game to play.
You mean like
I don't
Fallout
like playing
4?
at night.
Oh yeah, Fallout 4.
You're kind of right, Corey.
Yeah, not a place you want to be.
Ow! It's definitely a nicer looking game than Fallout 4.
Sorry, I had to get my dig in.
No, that's fine.
My weekly Fallout dig.
My last question, and it sounds like that's a missed opportunity on the survival aspect of the game, considering that genre is so huge right now, and like what a great opportunity to do that in like a primal setting.
Yeah, because it is very like Ark Survival Evolved kind of seeming, but yeah, it doesn't have any of the survival stuff, and maybe that'll be part. I don't know. They didn't do a season pass. So I don't even know if they're not going to do any DLC for it or not, but that would be a great mod that someone could do. I don't know how easy Ubisoft games are to mod, but
yeah,
that would be a great idea.
It's ripe. That like lifestyle, the caveman lifestyle, is ripe for that. I think.
Yeah, permadeath,
day-to-day struggle. You know,
permadeath would be awesome in that game.
That'd be all right.
Don't starve in the caveman setting.
Yeah, exactly.
Permadeath, but you can go to your corpse and pick up some stuff if you haven't been eaten. That'd be all right. But no, go ahead.
I didn't tinker with the options. Maybe that something like that is in there. I just kind of fired it up and played it. I don't think there is, but I can't say for sure. Go ahead, Corey.
My last question, is there any like historical intrigue, like aliens or, you know, like Easter Island, kind of like mythical historical stuff that they allude to a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Because that would be interesting to see.
There seems to be some sort of interference from like the gods in the world. I haven't gotten super far into the story. I've done mostly like side stuff like I always do in a game like this. So I haven't gotten super far into the story, but there does seem to be some sort of interference from a higher power.
Interesting.
Yeah. Apparently they did bring in like not paleontologists. What's the one for people that study ancient people societies?
Psychology.
I have no idea.
I'm not gonna be able to come up with it off the top of my head, but they brought in some of those people to make sure it was kind of like historically accurate for like dress and behavior and stuff, I guess. So anthropology, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, oh, that's right. One other thing that I hate about Far Cry games, and I've mentioned this with the other two, is that the like mind trippy parts of the game where like I fucking hate that so much. It pisses me off. And the one where you had to fight all the rhinos as the mammoth, I could have thrown my fucking controller through the screen. It was so bad.
I'm with you. I hate those parts too. I haven't gotten to that one, but I've done a few other ones, and I just don't like it. I know that's part of the Far Cry thing, but I don't like those either. The fewer of those, the better.
Yep.
Takes you out of it.
Yeah, and plus regardless of that, I just hate it. I think they suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just don't do enough drugs.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, my thoughts are like, if you're really interested in playing Far Cry Primal, wait for a sale. I wouldn't pay full price for it. It feels like it should have been like a Blood Dragon type of thing, where it was like maybe $20 or $30, standalone game after Far Cry 4. You know?
Yeah, Dan, I'm with you on that.
I don't know. I could see him charging $60 for it. It's just so average. Like, I think there's enough content in there for them to charge $60. It's just that the content that's in there is not at all exciting.
Yeah.
Who was it, Eric? I think you were the one that mentioned the quote last week that it feels like one long, unnecessary side quest.
I don't know if that was me. I don't think that was
I think
me.
you're quoting somebody who said that, but
Maybe.
that sounds apt.
Probably Gersman.
Yeah.
I actually think it was Gersman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, Dan.
Yeah.
I'd give it like a 5 or a 6 probably if I had to score it.
Yeah.
On my 5 hours.
Yeah, I would give it a 7. As I said, the more I play it, the more I'm liking it. So.
Do you think you're gonna stick with it?
Oh yeah, I'll beat it. That's just I don't like to leave stuff unfinished.
God bless you.
I don't not like it enough to not beat it. A game has to be like XCOM 2 so far. Great game, but I couldn't finish it because of technical issues. I will definitely beat Far Cry Primal. No question. So
Fair enough.
yeah. Like I said, it's an average game. Eric called it right. The most average game you can imagine. So okay. Should we get right into the bits?
May as well.
All right. Cool. Get her started.
Who'd you say?
Yeah, who did you say?
Dan, you're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, Corey, you can start with the little bits.
I don't think I had a single one. Like I said, I think Dan was beating me to all of them because every time I went to tweet something, I saw it was already tweeted. Oh, no, I do have one. Nintendo announced its newest select titles, which are the games they discount. They're popular games that they discount. Namely, Pikmin 3, Super Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, NES Remix Pack. Those are all Wii U titles. For the Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Mario All-Stars, Animal Crossing, and Donkey Kong Returns. And for 3DS, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D, Donkey Kong Returns, Yoshi's New Island, and Mario Party Island Tour. All for the 3DS. So they're down to, I think, $29.99.
Is that really? I thought they'd be $20.
No, I think it's $29.99. Oh no, you're right, 20.
Okay.
For those interested too, and I told Will about this, Persona Q is currently on sale on the 3DS, down from 50 to 20. So if you have any interest in the Persona series, I bought it earlier today actually, because it's one I've been wanting to play. But $50 was too much, even for a very lengthy 3DS game. 20 was definitely the price was right on that. So okay, Eric, why don't you go ahead?
I got 2, Dan.
All right.
Let's start with Uncharted 4 getting delayed again. So Uncharted 4 got pushed back only 2 weeks, so that's not bad. Now coming out on May 10th, and apparently the reason was because they wanted to make sure they had enough manufacturing time to put out enough discs to meet demand, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how much could you really polish in a game in 2 weeks? So I don't think they're lying about it, Corey.
They're definitely lying.
What are you going to do in 2 weeks?
The game's gonna suck.
I don't know if it might not be
right.
adding polish, but I don't buy that they need more time to print more discs to meet demand.
So what do you think it was?
You can turn discs around in like 2 days. Manufacturing. I don't know.
I will not hear any ill talk about Naughty Dog in this podcast.
Oh, I'm not. It might not be negative. It's just something they might not want to admit, or
Was there something else coming out around there that they didn't want to launch up against? Maybe.
I don't think Uncharted 4 needs to worry about that.
Well, I know,
that's
but
true.
what isn't Dark Souls 2 coming out at the end of April?
Beginning of April.
3 rather. I thought it was like the 25th or.
Maybe. Let me look. I have it right here.
It could have been something as simple as that. Maybe they just wanted more clearance time after the game comes out to get it. People talking about it without any interference from something else.
The only thing coming out that day is Mafia 3 that I'm aware of. That's a bigger game.
When does Dark Souls come out? Is that like
12th?
12th. I gotcha.
But even so, I don't feel like that would have any bearing on that.
Well, I don't think anyone's saying like it's gonna make it so Uncharted 4 doesn't sell well. I think it
It's
could
just
make it so it's
Dark
not. Go ahead.
Dark Souls would get a lot of the press attention.
And the internet forum kind of, the type of
They
people
wanted to separate it from everything.
Right.
else.
That's just a theory. I mean, I don't know, but I don't buy we need more time to print discs. We need 2 weeks to print more discs.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm buying.
But do you think Uncharted needs to worry about press and forum time
No,
next
it's
to Dark Souls?
no,
though?
no, not at all. It's just one of those things it's somebody looking at numbers and saying, well, if we do it, then we'll get even more money and more attention.
I don't know. I don't buy that.
I guess I
Anywho.
could see both.
Rich
yeah.
people sitting in a boardroom trying to figure out how to be even more rich.
If that's what they think, they're stupid, because Uncharted 4 has really nothing to worry about. The only game that I would have said this year they needed to worry about was Mass Effect, and saw how that went.
Hey, wait.
No Man's Sky finally got a release date.
Yeah.
June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. And it is $60, so it's a full price game. We had Jake, Idaho Jake asked us today on Twitter what we thought about the price point. And I told him that I was fine with it because, it's been the game, maybe not so much recently, but for a while there, the game I was most excited about. So I'm willing to pay $60 for the game that I'm most excited about, and it's something a lot different than anything else I'm playing. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a buy for me. I mean, It's more than I expected. I expected it to be about 40, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. And for those wondering, it is getting a retail release, so you can buy a physical copy. And it looks like there's some pretty sweet collector's editions out there. I think the PlayStation 4 one is $80, and it comes with like some art books and whatnot. And then there's a PC one actually that comes with a little model jet.
Rock. Yeah. Model ship.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for. What do you mean, Corey?
I'm just kidding.
Eric, are we going PS4?
Oh God, yeah.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah, there's no...
Dan, you're going Steam.
Yeah, there's no... unless it's coming to the Wii U, yeah. No, there's no element of co-op, really, so...
Yeah.
The chances of us meeting up in it are infinitesimal,
For now.
But Dan, if we do, that'd be fucking tits, huh?
That would be cool. Yeah, but I mean, I guess the chances of you coming across another person in the game are very, very small.
Yeah.
Like Core said at first, anyway. So, all right, I will go next. So I've got a buttload of Nintendo news and rumors. The leak that gave us the names and logos of the new Pokemon games also said that the Nintendo NX was slated for a 2016 release. So that's cool. We still haven't had any info on that. Me and Will actually watched the Nintendo Direct. They did say that there was not going to be Nintendo NX news during this Direct, but we still watched it anyway,
Oh, yeah.
The next one is that the new Zelda game would be coming to both the Wii U and the new system. That's probably not a surprise to any of us.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't do that,
No, why not?
And then these are some other rumors from less solid sources, apparently, but they've still been floating around for a little while. The first being that the NX has a wireless HDMI dongle that attaches flush to the back of the device. You can pull it out and insert it into any display with a normal size HDMI output. The NX uses an evolved version of the Wii U's streaming tech to display in HD on the TV screen. So it'd be your little handheld system, but you pull out a little dongle that like a Chromecast that you would plug into the TV, and that's how you game on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. Analog controls for movement have small motors in them for full haptic feedback. If you control a character and hit a wall, the sticks move away from the wall to simulate hitting it. Bluetooth sync with tons of devices, including smartphones and tablets. You can answer phone calls and display text messages from your phone onto NX screens. It's closest in terms of hardware spec to the Xbox One. All tech uses the exact same hardware layout as the PS4 and Xbox One. This one I found interesting, and if they find a way to pull this off, that's amazing. Any game that can run on PS4 or Xbox One can easily run on the NX with near zero modifications.
Yeah,
What?
that's huge.
Isn't that how? I don't know how you do that, but
It's just making the development platform super easy.
yeah, it's crazy. This is even more true if the game runs on Android OS or Unreal Engine 4. One third-party developer says it's the easiest device we've ever developed for. You just take your code, compile it, and it works. It says, look to Pokemon Go to get an idea of the type of social features that will be in NX. Strengths of the device are its usability and ease of use, same thing, right?
Sounds it to me.
Operating system named Nintendo S is very powerful and has so many modern features. Of mobile operating systems. Nintendo's trying to be very careful in showing it off for fear that would be mistaken as running Android. Very strong networking functions as it ties to multiple devices and services. This allows for very competent and pervasive ecosystem design to constantly involve the consumer's life.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to buy one regardless.
I'm getting one regardless too.
Sounds like
interesting
gaming device for the 21st century.
Yeah.
Next gen.
Yeah.
Last
gen.
It would be what? This
the
is
final gen.
8. No, this is generation 8, right? It would be generation 8.5, like the Wii U was 7.5.
That sounds like a full-on 9 to me, Dan.
They kind of slot themselves in the middle of a generation, you know.
Or
the one generation rule them all.
Skip
Gen
it
10.
right to 10. Like Windows 8 to 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That. There's also rumors floating around that, like Bayonetta 2, Nintendo is funding a Beyond Good and Evil sequel. That's a game that's been rumored to be being worked on for years now. It has a very loyal fan base, so that would be a nice win for Nintendo. And then finally, a bit of non-Nintendo news. Gears of War Ultimate Edition was a surprise launch on PC on March 1st, coming in at $30. I will get this at some point. Right now, it's very bad timing, as I've been balls deep in Far Cry Primal, Fire Emblem, and soon to be The Division. So I'm going to wait on this one, but we'll get it at some point. That's all for my nibble bits.
What about the new Pokemons, Dan?
What about them?
They got announced.
I didn't have that in my nibble bits. We could talk about it.
Wait, did I do that?
I did it, but I thought we talked about it last week. Nothing else was said, right?
No, just that they were announced. They were officially announced. It was rumored last week.
Well, that Nintendo Direct was really weird.
It's like 4 minutes long.
Yeah, it was strange. But I'm excited. So.
Pokemon Moon and Sun confirmed for this year.
Yeah.
There.
Done.
I'm sorry, I'm excited for it, Corey.
Capture more little animals and throw them back at other animals.
Yeah.
You guys are so pessimistic.
Same game they've been making for 25 years.
Well, here's the thing, Will. I would have been on your side until I listened to you guys on the podcast. I don't know if it was last week or the week before when I wasn't on. And Corey made the obvious point that it's just the same game they've been making over and over. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Pokemon's stupid.
I won't go that far.
I'm excited for Pokemon Go, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pokemon.
I'm not going to have the Pokemon argument because it's 3v1.
I don't want to have an argument.
It's 2v1v1 at least.
Yeah, because
the most stubborn and hard to argue people are on the 2, so it's not worth the time.
I would argue that might be on one of the ones.
Who's that?
You're saying I'm harder.
Certainly not you, Dan.
I'm harder to argue with than Corey or yourself.
Stubborn.
I don't think I'm very stubborn. Am I stubborn?
It's between you and me. I wouldn't count Corey in this.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely either you or I, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad you're excited. I'm just saying I'm not.
I'll be getting the other one, Will, so. Yeah.
I'll just buy Pokemon Red again.
I wouldn't say I'm psyched for it, but, you know.
We can have the same conversation playing different
Corey,
games.
I'll tell you what, I'll get blue.
If you... Right,
those do not hold up very well.
No, it's not even close to like those ones to the new ones.
Right, roller skates. I keep forgetting the roller skates.
Not just that, but pacing.
Yeah.
Very different.
I hear you. It is. I mean, it's
we're
obviously.
Just trolling.
Yeah. There's a lot of trolling going on. It is obviously a more modern, an updated version of what we've been playing for 20 years.
Yeah.
Cool, Corey. Oh, you're so cool.
That's Nintendo to a T, though. That's
Fair enough.
I guess I've just always been more of a fan of the spin-off Pokemon games.
Yeah, they have some good ones. They should do more of them. Although they're doing the Pokken tournament, which is a spin-off, which looks interesting.
I'm gonna get Pokken tournament.
That was one of the things they showed on today's Nintendo Direct.
Nice.
Looks pretty cool. And then Pokemon Go is obviously a spin-off.
Yeah, I'm excited for both those games.
Yeah, I want more information on Pokemon Go, but
I know. When is that going to come out?
I don't know. They're supposed to have a big show for it at the Game Developers Conference, but they canceled it today, I think.
Because I am going to trade you guys so many Virginian Pokemon, you won't even be able to handle it.
Sounds good. Will, Nibblebits.
So Mass Effect Andromeda will not come out this year.
That sucks.
So the EA games we have to look forward to are Battlefield and Titanfall. Woo!
Hey, did anybody tweet the Battlefield rumors? Speaking of,
no.
So
I don't think anybody did.
Apparently, it's rumored to be set in World War One.
Oh,
really? Oh, that would have.
Are you more excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of you as soon as I saw that, Will.
I'm tired
I forgot to message you.
I'm tired of the modern shooters, so that would have me very excited.
I think you're not alone in that sentiment.
It's just too much at this point.
Agreed.
Well, that's why that new Kickstarter one, the 1944, I can't remember what it's called, but
Battalion
1944. Yeah, that one had a ton of interest on Kickstarter because I think most people are. I shouldn't say most people. A lot of people are sick of the modern day or near future shooters.
Although, Dan, I was reading one of the stretch goals is a campaign, a single player campaign.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't hit that stretch goal, it'll just be an online shooter.
It's fine.
I mean, I don't know.
As long as they price it accordingly, you know.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
They won't.
If it's no, you're right. If it's only $30 and it's an online shooter, that's great, you know. So.
Oh yeah, here's all the rumors of it being World War I. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I agree. Okay, Will.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay. How was your week, Will?
It was good. I got sick again, so it's been a downer for me. I've had a real hard time staying healthy the past 6 months, probably.
I was gonna say, it seems like you're always sick.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm a big Nancy when I get sick.
Same.
When I get I want attention and be taken care of, even when I have the lightest cold. So I don't handle being sick well, but that's why you guys always say I'm always sick. It's because if I have a light cold or whatever, that most normal human being will just not complain about, but I complain about it. So, and I've just been getting really, really sick recently, and it's been a bummer. Can't eat anything. Don't want to do anything. I don't want to work. I don't want to go to school.
That just sounds like normal life to me.
Yeah.
That's just waking up every morning.
That's part of being an adult.
That was my conversation last week, getting up early.
Be an adult, Will.
Maybe
Don't
just
wake up and face the day.
Yeah, maybe adulthood depression starting to set in.
There you go. Quarter life crisis.
Oh, God.
Get in there. Get in on it. It's fun.
Now that you guys changed my tune, I watched Fuller House.
Yeah.
So I see this show online getting lambasted by critics and whatnot. And it's not a very good show, but what were people expecting with Full House?
Yeah, since when has that ever been the pinnacle of television?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back when we were younger, it was.
Was it though?
Yeah.
I know it was popular, but was it because it was good?
Well,
Dan brought a good point.
There wasn't a lot of choices back then. There was, 30 channels, 50 channels, maybe.
Yeah.
And a lot of them showed sitcoms like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just the whole TGIF thing. It was just the next show in the lineup that everybody watched.
Yeah. So
it was never good.
it's so. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I just didn't. I never thought the original was very good. It's
Yeah.
one of those shows that I don't think they should have remade.
Really?
Well, of course not.
Yeah, the Boy Meets World one. What, Girl Meets World?
Well,
Yeah.
Boy Meets World was great.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think that stuff was very good.
I was
How
actually
dare you?
I was talking about this at the table with my parents, and I said, like, I don't know what people were expecting with Fuller House. Like, you're getting, like, a bad comedy, essentially, and, like, life lessons and
Actually,
a show.
yeah, I actually think most people really like it. It's just critically, from a critic's perspective, it's very poor.
Yeah.
Because I've read a lot of articles that headline is Fuller House is terrible, but I'm still watching it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what it is. Like, that my expectations for the show when I watched it were exactly what I got.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Because going into it, like, I saw that there were going to be, like, the new kids in it, and I was like, kind of like, great. But I actually felt that the new kids, which were Max, Jackson, Ramona, and Tommy, they were the best part of the show. I legitimately thought they were funny, all of them.
Yeah, there's some good jokes from them for sure. They're definitely.
Did you watch it, Corey?
I watched 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about what I saw too. My wife wanted to watch it, so I was in the living room playing Fire Emblem and watching it too.
Yeah.
It's good late night comedy. Like if you've had a few drinks. Come home at the end of the night, turn on some Fuller House while you eat a bowl of leftovers.
Dan's against it. But I thought Max was the funniest of the kids, probably. The littlest kid. It made me think of Dan's son whenever they brought him up.
Yeah.
The only thing I was disappointed with was I didn't follow the development of the show, but I was under the impression that, like, Danny, Jesse, and Joey, and Becky, and all of them were going to be on every episode. And they weren't. They were on the very first episode and then sparingly throughout the rest of the season. So I was a little disappointed with that. So, like, on the 3rd or 4th episode, I was like, this is stupid. But once I started to really like the new kids, I started to like everything else about the show.
Bob Saget is terrible.
He was... Well, he looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like, looks like a train
he
wreck.
looks like the drunk that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But John Stamos looks the same. He's timeless, of course.
Yeah.
Same with Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier looks pretty much the same. And I don't know if you guys saw, was it Fallon they were on? He had Detroit Red Wings jersey on. I was like, yep, that's the Dave Coulier I know and love.
The last episode, he was wearing a Stevie Y jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Captain.
was awesome. But, like, I was having the conversation with my parents at the dinner table, and I was like, I mean, when I was younger, I watched all these shows, like Boy Meets World and Full House. Like, I don't remember if they were any good. So I'm curious if I went back to watch Boy Meets World, if I think it would hold up. You say yes, Corey?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dan says no.
No, there's no comparison from, like, Boy Meets World to something like The Office.
Different show.
I understand that, but
Apples to oranges.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's a modern day sitcom.
No, it's not a sitcom. The Office is not a sitcom. Modern
is it?
Family is a sitcom.
Okay, Modern Family is 100 times better than.
I totally disagree.
There's
I
no
think Modern
comparison.
Family is the best sitcom we have today, but I would take Boy Meets World over it in a second.
No.
Yeah.
Would you consider Friends a sitcom?
Yeah, Friends is a
Yeah.
sitcom.
I never liked Friends either. Maybe it's because I'd never liked any of these shows that I really hate seeing them come back.
I mean, like, there is a formula to what's a sitcom and what isn't. A laugh track is a big part of it. The multi-camera versus single camera is a big part of it.
What's the what type of show is The Office?
It's a mockumentary, right?
Yeah.
Mockumentary?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Man, I kind of want to go back and watch Boy Meets World now.
Well, there's
to
no
see.
laugh track in Modern Family.
There isn't?
No. But it is a sitcom, though, right? Because it doesn't need
Yeah,
a
it's
laugh
still
track.
it doesn't. No, it's not a requirement. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
But yeah, basically, if you were a fan of the original Full House, you're gonna like Fuller House, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The girls have too much makeup.
I mean, yeah, it's very modernized, and some of the I don't know, was there like inappropriate jokes in Full House that I was too young to understand?
Probably
No.
a little bit, but not as bad.
Not as bad.
Because there were some of them I was just like, I think it was Stephanie when they were acting really weird, she said, "Did you guys have my brownies?" And I was like, that's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little edgy for Fuller House.
And then Stephanie puts that scantily clad top on in like the first episode. You would have never seen that in the older version.
No. Well, she was also a teenager.
Yeah, but I don't think they ever had Becky. Because Becky was the
hot one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Stephanie's whole life path was weird. Anyway,
culturally, we're a lot different than we were in the early to mid '90s.
Yeah, that's for
also
sure.
a good point.
It's a different world. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know how much you guys want to talk about it. The NHL trade deadline happened. Rangers got Eric Stahl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you like that, Corey? Because I kind of don't. I like Eric Stahl, but I don't like the Rangers never having draft picks.
I think this was the last year to do something like that. If they do something like this again next year, I'll have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because they're running out of time with that team. Lundqvist isn't getting any younger, and he's the only reason they have a chance.
Their good young players are probably going to price themselves out of all being on the Rangers too, right?
Well, I mean, that's already happened to some extent.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I like Eric Stahl. He's got a cup. Granted, that year was crazy coming out of the lockout. The Hurricanes happened to have the right team at the right time.
Yeah.
So at least he has a little bit of veteran experience. It's kind of cliche at this point. Rangers sign an aging veteran and trade away picks. But at least they're only paying half his salary, which I guess doesn't really matter because it's just a rental for the rest of the season.
I mean, he's going back to Carolina anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Why wouldn't he? They're on the rise.
Yeah, or they win a cup. Rangers win a cup.
That's true. I mean, if he stays with the Rangers, he'll be playing with his other brother. So
the Rangers needed something though, and I'm not sure he was the answer. But I'm not gonna. It's a wait and see for me.
Yeah, I mean, I was more fascinated with other teams' moves than the Rangers because, like I said, the Rangers always just kind of get whoever's old and available.
Yeah, but you look at when they signed what's his name, Marty
St. Louis.
St. Louis. That paid off. They made it to the Cup final.
He was their best player in the playoffs that year, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget the goal he scored against Tokarski in overtime.
Yeah.
Short side.
They had a real shot that year, and unfortunately couldn't. That was against LA, right, in the final?
I still get into arguments, with people over that series because everybody says LA trumps the Rangers when they very clearly didn't.
Not even.
All the games but one were like 1-goal games, weren't they?
Yeah.
The Rangers
overtime.
had
two or three overtimes.
There was 2 double overtimes and 1 single overtime.
Overtime's a crapshoot in the NHL.
Yep.
That was the series the Rangers had at least a 1-2 goal lead in the third period for 3 of the games.
Mm-hmm.
The only game that they won, they got outplayed in by handily. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to see this anymore, this kind of thing. But I guess this last year. It's okay, in my opinion. But whatever.
I read a stat that the Rangers average their first pick in the draft has averaged the 46th overall pick, which is in the second round. And after this year, it's going to be the 55th overall pick.
Ugh. But they're good at making deals. I mean, they've always been able to make deals.
Yeah, that's very true.
They've gotten rid of some awful contracts. Scott Gomez.
He got signed by the Senators.
Michael Roosevelt is another one they were able to get out of. The Chris Drury thing, I mean, that wasn't Drury's fault. He just got old a little too quick.
Yeah.
And they were able to get him to retire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not all draft picks. You gotta suck for a while to make the most of your draft picks.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, Eric, if I were you, I'd be excited because I don't think the Sabres are 3 years off like the Maple Leafs are.
No.
Yeah, I'm still a little butthurt about the McDavid business.
I don't blame you.
I didn't say anything to you that night because I figured you didn't want to hear anything.
You know what? The most unexpected person did say something to me about it.
Yeah, I heard.
Neil Petruick, former Binghamton senator, messaged me on Twitter, nonetheless,
He doesn't
and
even
said,
use it.
McDavid 1, Eichel 0.
God. And then didn't McDavid get the OT winner too?
Oh, boy, did he.
Yeah, of course he did.
He's a real piece of shit, that McDavid.
His
Real
goal,
piece of shit.
his goal celebration was priceless. He just stared into the crowd of the team that wanted him so badly.
Fuck him. I hope he gets in a car accident. Fuck him.
He was also hitting on a blonde after he scored. That goal.
Go back to Edmonton and fuck off.
As I said, Eric, the Eichel is way closer to winning something than McDavid.
And you know what? Eichel's far more of a man too. He'd beat the living shit out of McDavid if he got the chance.
Did they meet up on the ice at all? Like, did Eichel throw some elbows or anything?
No.
I didn't watch the whole game. So
Actually, Eichel almost scored a really nice goal. And then like Edmonton got the puck and had a fast break, and McDavid scored like 5 seconds later.
yeah, that was the OT goal.
Yeah,
Eichel had made a great play, and
almost scored. Yeah,
the rebound went all the way to McDavid on the wing, and he took it home.
which
Story of Buffalo sports, if
Yeah.
I've ever heard it.
There you go. Big metaphor there.
to be fair, it was terrible defense by Ristolainen and terrible goaltending by Lehner.
Yeah.
To let McDavid just
Well,
blow
there you
by
have
him.
it. Lehner sucks.
Yeah, it was a bad save attempt.
Ristolainen's good. He's young yet.
I'm of the mindset that Toronto's going to be perpetually bad.
Toronto.
There's one of those teams that's never going to get it together.
I actually
It's been.
I watched their game when they called up Willie Nylander, and their other like rookies. I don't know. They've got some talent there. It's just like if they can put it together.
They're
under
going
the
to squander
pressure.
it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Squander it.
I'm hoping that Edmonton does that still.
They still are. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have good defense and good goaltending, you can have all the best offensive players in the world, and you're still not gonna win in the playoffs at the very least.
Here is the point I'll make about Edmonton being bad. The Toronto Maple Leafs are purposely trying to tank so bad to the point where they traded away everybody that Edmonton is still worse than them.
Yeah.
They're
Although-
bad at everything.
Although I think if McDavid played the full year, Edmonton would be in a better position.
Oh,
But-
sure.
But Edmonton's just terrible right now.
Edmonton's not in the running for Matthews, are they?
Oh yeah, they're the worst team in the league.
Fuck off. Are you serious?
Yeah, by like they played like 60 some. They played like 3 or 4 more games than Toronto last I knew, and we're still worse by like 3
There
points.
should be some sort of rule like how presidents can only get 2 terms. The shitty teams should only be able to get the first pick every 2 years running. Because
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Here, let me look.
Well, aren't they changing the drafting again? Like,
Yeah, they're making the odds even worse, so Buffalo would get fucked even harder.
Okay, the worst teams are Edmonton has played 65 games. They have 55 points. Winnipeg played 62 at 56. Columbus is at 64 games with 60 points. And the Maple Leafs are at 62 with 52 points.
so that makes the Leafs the worst, right?
No, because they have 3 less games played than Edmonton.
Where's Buffalo?
Buffalo's played 64 games and they have 58 points.
Good year for the boys out there.
Yeah.
Taking strides.
They are because they had 50 points last year.
Challenging for that 9th place spot.
You know, they started the season out all right, and then the middle of the year they just were bad.
They really were. Well, that's because Eichel kind of hit because he used to play in college, and that's
Yeah.
like not as many games. So like he kind of hit the wall.
Yeah.
Cade kept on partying at the NBA All-Star game, getting suspended.
Kaner. And now they're playing well though. Now they're
Yeah.
not doing as bad. So we'll see.
I mean, they have Ristolainen playing 28 minutes a night.
Yeah,
Oof.
He's really good
But-
though.
he's putting in the effort, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. They said he's averages top 10 total minutes for every like NHL defenseman. That's how much they play him.
Last year when we went to Nashville and Buffalo, he was the Buffalo Sabre I was most impressed with. Was
Yeah.
Ristolainen.
Same
He's
here
a
when
good player.
we
Yeah.
saw him. Other than
Alright.
that, I got nothing else, Dan.
Okay. What about you, Corey? What do you got?
I've had a kind of not good week.
Uh-oh.
I have been without a cell phone since Tuesday, which is a very long time in 2016
That's true.
to not have a cell phone at all in your pocket. And it's just little things like if I'm going somewhere, thinking to myself, well, what if I need to reach out to X person to ask Y question, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, how am I going to do that? You have to, like, use a payphone? You know?
Sophie's phone.
Isn't it weird to think about, like, before cell phones were a prominent thing? Like, what did people do?
Yeah.
How did you make contact with someone else?
I guess they just didn't, and they probably didn't care. But now that I can't imagine not being able to do it, or at least having the option.
Yeah.
What they did is they kept a little note in their wallet with everybody's phone number written down.
Yeah. And you'd use a payphone to call
Yep.
people if you had change on you.
I don't even want to go get another phone because what if when I go get it, I have to look something up?
Yeah,
What am I going to do?
you're fucked. You're gonna have to stop a stranger on the street and ask them to use theirs.
Find an internet cafe?
Yeah. Cyber cafe.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of stress on me. Although as of today, I'm kind of starting to like it a little bit. It keeps things simple throughout the day. It's like you go to work, you do your job because you don't have a phone to waste time with.
But Corey, what about Fuck It Friday?
Yeah, well, that's tomorrow.
I know.
It's going to be stressful without something.
I said,
do you have an old iPod you could use or something?
I don't think so. Not on me.
Right.
But like even just sitting on the toilet, I'm like just frantically looking around for something to read. I read the toilet paper roll,
Nice.
the case for the toilet paper today. But so there was that, and then on what day was it? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Yesterday, I ride my bike into work, and it was real cold that morning. And I took a sharp turn around the dollar store. This is about 6:45 a.m. Took a sharp turn around the dollar store, wiped out. Hit a patch of ice, black ice, couldn't see. Took that turn and wiped out. First time I've wiped out riding to or from work.
that was the law of averages.
About a
Did
year.
Did you look around to make sure no one saw you?
Yeah.
Yep.
There was no one around.
Nice.
Not at that
That's what
hour.
you think.
Yes, I'm sure someone did. And
Someone got it on a cell phone and it's on.
laughing about it with all their friends. Look at this.
It's going to be
loser.
on Ridiculousness on MTV.
Yeah, well, I have one of those face masks that like covers my face, and I wear two jackets, and one's like a shell that I turn inside out because it's orange. So I look pathetic to begin with.
I was going to say, they probably thought you were like a drunk guy going to rob a bank.
Yeah, exactly, or homeless or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I wiped out, and I'm like, I don't even have a cell phone. And I was sore all day yesterday walking around at work, and it was really busy, and I was just like limping everywhere. And then by the time I got home, I just collapsed on the couch. Normally, if I have time to myself, I sit at my computer and play games or, do something a little bit productive. But it's the first time in a long time I just sat on the couch and didn't get up other than to take the dog out. And didn't have a cell phone to distract me from my laziness either.
Sometimes you just need to crash and just lay.
And I did. I crashed hard. I watched old movies. I watched An Affair to Remember with Cary Grant and what's her name? I don't know, but it was perfect.
Nice.
It's, no distractions, no stress. Started feeling a little bit better today, but Eric and I were talking a little bit before we started recording. I've just been eating so much junk food because I like to eat my feelings.
Yep.
Well, it's a reward.
Yes.
This is what it is. And I'll talk about mine today, too, when you're done, but go ahead.
I'm a stress eater also.
Wednesday was the bake sale day at the home, and we get all the day-old donuts from Holland Farms Bakery, and they're like 50 cents a piece or something like that.
Nice.
And they bought way too many, so they gave all the departments a ton of donuts. And I was just like looking at the donuts, and I'm like, this is gonna make me happy right now.
Sure.
So I
And
did
it does.
Oh yeah, it makes me happy.
What kind of donut?
I had I had 2 jelly donuts. One yesterday, one today, because there were still leftovers. I had a cinnamon twist yesterday.
Ooh, nice.
And then I also had a vanilla white frosting with sprinkles yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And coworker brought in Riggies yesterday for us to eat. Chicken Riggies. It's a Utica staple up here. So I pigged out on that. And then another coworker, apparently he does this every year, every time he gets his tax return, he buys lunch for the guys. So we had pizza and wings today.
Nice.
And I ate 5 pieces of pizza, which is a lot for me, Dan. And about 6 to 8 wings. But then I had more donuts after that and was drinking Mountain Dew. And
You're trying to kill yourself, Corey.
Yeah. And then the last 2 hours of work went real slow.
As did your pulse, I'm sure.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, everything slowed down. But, I'm coming around, looking forward to seeing my sister, who is in town.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even bring that up.
In the next couple weeks.
I feel bad.
Yeah, and see the newborn baby. That'll be nice. Something to look forward to, anyway.
He's fun.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do for a cell phone.
You still deciding on which one to get, or if you're gonna get one?
Well, I ordered an iPhone case already, because I had myself convinced on yesterday that I was gonna get or Tuesday night I was gonna get an iPhone. But now I'm not so sure because I'm able to wait.
Just
Maybe
get
I'll
an
get the
iPhone,
S7.
Corey.
I'll probably just get an iPhone.
No, get the Samsung.
Well, I'm afraid I'll get the Samsung and be like, why did I get the Samsung?
That's what happened with me when I got the HTC One.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, you can customize things, and I got it, and I go, I don't want to customize anything.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I'll probably just get an iPhone, but that's it for me.
Okay. How about you, Eric? What do you got?
Oh, man. How long's it been since I've been on? Corey and I couldn't remember.
2 weeks.
Since the week after your wedding.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's been a couple weeks. Yep, I officially opened the Charlottesville, Virginia studio. Yep.
New studio.
Well
Thank
done.
you. We're really enjoying I'm really enjoying the Charlottesville studio so far. I love this. The area is really great. My apartment's really nice. I have come into a run of bad luck since I got down here that I'd like to talk about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 mornings ago, I got up to get in the shower and turned it on, and I had no hot water. So I said, fuck it, I'll just comb my hair or whatever. I said to myself, I should probably let the landlord know, or the property manager know. So I'm making myself breakfast, and we got a new knife set for our wedding. So a new knife set is obviously very sharp. Well, I took a nice gash into my thumb that morning, and I could not get it to stop bleeding for a good half hour. So I forgot to tell them about the hot water, which meant that I had to go another day without any hot water. So, I'm a big guy. I can't be going 2 days without a shower. I'd be stinking up the whole office. So what I did was, instead of getting into the cold shower, I stood outside of the cold shower, bare ass naked, and I took a washcloth with some soap on it, and I would just put it under the water and wring it out and just wash the areas that needed to be washed. And then I dunked my head under the cold water to get my hair wet so I could wash it. I didn't really have a choice in that matter, and that sucked. That was awful.
Ugh.
I tried to psych myself up, I thought to myself, at least you have a shower, you asshole. Some people don't have a shower. And I stuck my head under the water and I go, I don't care. This is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
It never works when you do that to yourself.
No, it doesn't. So then, this is a minor one, but it pissed me off nonetheless. I went to go to bed last night and I turned the bedroom light on and it went out. And that doesn't sound like a big deal, but my ceilings are pretty high, so it's actually kind of a pain in the dick for me to get up there and change it. And then to top it off today, work has been going great. I'm actually really enjoying my coworkers and everything. But I get out of work today, I go out to my car, and I see a note on my windshield, and I think to myself, oh, fuck, I must have parked somewhere I wasn't supposed to. No, somebody backed into my parked car, and, parked car, sat there all day.
Wow.
Somebody backed into it and put a nice fucking dent in my bumper on the passenger side, front bumper.
Really?
Oh yeah. At least she was nice enough to like leave her name and phone number.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can imagine, like, I just moved down here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm having a shitty week, but like I've just had a string of small things happen to me where I'm like, fuck, you know?
They add up.
Yeah, they do. And then that was the topper. Like, I was pissed. So of course I called my wife and I'm telling her about it, and I was being an asshole, and it wasn't her fault. But you know me, I'm like swearing up a storm, and then her dad said I should go back to the scene where it happened. So I turned down the street so I can turn back around. Well, of course there's traffic up the ass because everybody's getting out of work, so it took me forever to get back there. So I call the cops, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't come down for like parking lot accidents. Since she left her information, you should call her first and, see if she'll give you her insurance. And if she doesn't, then we can get involved." So she did. She gave me her insurance and everything like that. Or no, she didn't give me her insurance. What she did was she said she'd call me back in a half hour because she didn't have the information. So an hour later, I hadn't heard from her, of course. So I called her back, and she said she called her insurance company, gave me the phone number and the extension of the guy that's handling it, and said that he would call me within a week. And I was like, well, fuck that. So I called him and got the voicemail, obviously, because it was after business hours. So I told him I need him to call me so that I know for sure that this girl who I do not know called him.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting
Yeah.
here on that now.
Ugh.
I've been here a week and a half. I don't know where the fuck to take my car to get it fixed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where to get a haircut.
Yeah, it's when you're in a new environment like that and you have those problems pop up, it's really stressful. Just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think about it. It's like, oh, it's a little fender. Well, it is a pretty big dent, but like back home, I'd just be like, oh, I'll just take it down to the Toyota where I got the car. They'll fix it, and that'll be it. But now I'm like, well, I didn't know, if I should call the county police. I didn't know if I should look up just like Charlottesville police, and like, oh, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But aside from those things, I really like it here.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
How close is the nearest Dunkin' Donuts?
Dan, I don't know the answer to that question. But I can tell you.
Do you
Go
have
ahead.
them in your area?
Yeah, I think there are Dunkin' Donuts, but there's not one on my way to work.
Okay.
But I do pass a Taco Bell, a Burger King, and a Waffle House on my way to work, and a Subway
Ooh.
Oh man.
on my way to and from work. And actually, where I work now is the hiring office where we're doing all the hiring. So I've just literally been doing hour-long phone screenings every day, 6 of them, and it's mind-numbing.
Huh.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. My apartment is actually closer to where my store is going to be than where the hiring office is.
Oh.
And my store is like a hop, skip, and jump from Taco Bell, which is bad news.
Oh boy.
But anyway, back to what Corey was saying. I rewarded myself with Taco Bell tonight after my car got hit. I said I just have to
Nice.
for putting up with life.
Quesalupa?
I got a quesalupa. I got a quesalupa. I got a grilled stuffed burrito and a quesarito.
Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah, But yeah, Charlottesville is awesome. I think honestly, Corey would love it here because it's kind of a mix of everything that he likes. Like it's got that kind of city feel, but at the same time, it's kind of a mix of country city feel. It's got a lot of cool little restaurants. It's kind of got a little bit of everything. It's a really cool place. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to somebody coming down and visiting me.
Yeah, Will's just got to pick a day to when he's going to pick me up and drive me down.
I'll be flying down at some point.
It's really weird, like being here by myself. Like not necessarily not having friends here because I didn't leave the house anyway. I just talked to you guys pretty much, and I still do that over via text or podcast. So that hasn't really changed. But like not having my wife here really sucks.
Yeah.
Like more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
But it's good in the long run. It's for a good reason. So, but it's weird living here by myself.
Does it kind of feel like you're still on like you're on vacation?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the environment at work is very laid back. Like my managers are super cool, and like, you know, one of the HR girls today brought in like free breakfast sandwiches for everybody that she stopped and got this morning at this place that were super good, and like it's just a super laid back environment. So I don't really feel like I'm at work, I guess.
Southern hospitality.
I was gonna say that's part of being in the South. That everyone up here is so uptight.
Yeah.
No.
So, but you know, we've talked about this before. Tito in the chat says I should fill my time with gaming. The thing is, when I have free time, I don't play video games. I don't know why. It's more when I know that I'm in a time crunch that I'm like, all right, I have to sit down and play video games.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
I'm the same way.
I have been playing. Like I said, I played some Far Cry. I've actually been playing a lot of FIFA with Jeff, who lives in Washington, D.C. But the other thing is cable is now included in my rent, so I have access to cable. So I have been watching a lot of Impractical Jokers. Has anybody ever watched that?
No.
It's on True TV. Now, it may be one of those guilty pleasure things. I don't know what the general consensus is of that show, but I think it's hilarious. It's just these four dudes who are friends, and they've been friends forever, and they pretty much like dare each other to do stupid shit, and it's all on like a hidden camera show, but they'll have a microphone in one ear, so they'll tell them like what they have to say to people and stuff, and it's who has the balls to do it. So I've been watching a lot of that, been watching a lot of soccer, which is unfortunate because Arsenal is in the midst of just an epic tank. They really should have won the league this year, but they suck. But I actually have enjoyed having cable, and to tie it into video games, to tie it all back around, I have been using my Xbox One to run my cable box, which is nice for me, but I can't see my fiance allowing that to continue when she gets here, because I know she's not going to want to have to boot up the Xbox every time she wants to watch cable. And one little annoyance I have with it is that every time I turn it on and go to the One Guide for live TV, it tells me that my cable box isn't connected or that lost the signal. It kicks back in after a few seconds, but I just don't understand why it does it, so it bothers me.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I've been using the snap function quite a bit, which is cool. So I'll be playing like FIFA and watching soccer. If it's not Arsenal, I'll just kind of have it on the background, so I'll play FIFA at the same time. So that's been kind of nice, but let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to touch. Oh, I want to talk about my internet. It's been better than I expected. I did have some issues at first with getting my cable and internet set up, but with Comcast, I should say. But after everything's been set up, it's actually been pretty nice. My upload speed is like 20 megs for whatever reason.
Yeah.
My download speed isn't great, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
But the great news is Ting, the phone company, has started fiber internet, and it's only in 3 cities, and Charlottesville is one of those cities. And I found out that my apartment complex is trying to get that fiber internet here. So I'm hoping that before too long I will have fiber internet that's 1 gig speeds. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. But I think as far as my move and everything. Oh, well, Tito wanted to hear you talk about helping me move.
Oh, yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it went smoothly too, which most moves never go smoothly.
Yeah. It went smoothly like when we got up here too. Everything was good.
Yeah, because like when you go to like move, just like everything that can go wrong usually does.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like me and you pretty much did a lot of it before our intern Tyler got there.
Former intern.
Former intern Tyler. Yeah, honestly, it was Eric bought us pizza too, which was awesome. Consoles pizza, and it was delicious.
Not just pizza, but great pizza.
Right.
Yeah, 2 of them were like the grilled ones, which were just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I miss consoles already.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there was anything. It was 2 weeks ago, so it's hard for me to remember.
Mike in the chat says, Mike in Minnesota says, moving is such a pain in the ass, and you couldn't be more right. It's the worst.
Yeah.
And it was funny because me and Eric had our way of doing things, and then like Christy would go, "Well, why don't you do it this way? It's way easier." And every time it was way easier.
Yeah.
You guys were trying to brute force it.
Well, yeah, Will actually said, he goes, "Well, I was just gonna keep trying to push it till it went through."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, if you tilt it a little bit this way, it'll just go through easier." Oh, yeah.
Sure as shit, it did. But yeah, moving sucks. But you know, I'm glad that I'm here now, and I really like it here. So that's cool. Aside from the move, I did have a new piece of equipment that I have now that you can see in the chat. I'll hold it up.
Ooh.
HyperX
Beats by Dre.
X2s.
Oh.
Yeah. So I my other headset that I had planned on using for doing the podcast, the left ear speaker broke. So I told Dan I was looking for some new headphones. So he sent me an email with a selection of different ones he suggested. And the HyperX was on there. And it was on sale on Amazon, so I bought it. Well, I'll be damned if I didn't go on IGN like 5 minutes later, and on their deals of the day was the HyperX 2 with a copy of Rainbow Six Siege for PC for $10 cheaper than what I paid for the lower model. So I canceled the first order and got the next model up for they were $70, I think, for the headphones in the game.
Great. That's an absolute steal. Because like I said, those are usually about $100.
Yeah, I think they retailed for 120 or 115, but they're super nicely built. And it's actually metal. I didn't realize that they were that nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy with them. The sound quality's great, and they feel really nice. The noise canceling is kind of fucking me up a little bit, which is why I have one ear off. But yeah, pretty sweet.
You sound crystal clear.
Good.
All right.
That's good. Corey, did you have questions for me? You said you did. I couldn't tell if you
asked them already, and Dan
Okay.
asked about the. I was curious about your food places and those kind of options.
Oh, there's plenty of that stuff. Yeah, good stuff. I'm actually supposed to go out tomorrow night with the people that used to live in this apartment that we know for pizza and beer. So I don't know. They took us out for pizza and beer one other time. I'm hoping we go someplace different just so I can try someplace different. But there's actually a taco place in the little business park where my employment office is right now that I need to try. And they give businesses that are in the same park, they do buy one, get one free before 10 o'clock on breakfast tacos.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently they're really good. So I got to try that out one of these mornings.
Sounds
What about a dive bar? Just scope any of those
Oh
out.
no, I haven't had a chance. I can't go to a dive bar by myself.
Yeah,
I'm not at that point in my life yet.
Yeah, it's hard going into one of those bars where everybody looks at you when you walk in by yourself.
Because a dive bar, it's all the same people.
Yeah, and you're invading on their turf.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll make some friends down here that go out, and I don't know. I don't really want to make any friends, but sometimes you just do. I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, without your lady there, like you said, get lonely.
I do get lonely, but at the same time, I don't I'm supposed to go out with this couple tomorrow night, and it's me.
Third wheel.
Third wheel. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
And the husband is a doctor.
Cool.
I manage a grocery store.
Ask him a bunch of very serious medical questions about yourself.
I probably could actually. Just drop my drawers and show him this thing on my leg. What do you think of this here?
What should I do about this?
They love that, I heard.
They love that action at the bar. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Okay. As for me, the only thing I at least can think of at this moment is our sister is in from Western Canada visiting for a couple weeks. So I took the kids and the dog out to visit with her and my nephew. So that's all I have going on. That'll probably be the only thing I'll be doing again through next week. So
How long is she here for?
2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. I keep meaning to watch Mad Max, Corey. One of these nights I'll watch it. I don't think I've watched any more Harry Potters since last week's episode. So yeah. shall we get into what we played?
Can we take a break? I've needed to take the dog out for the last hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll take a quick break and be back with what we played in just a moment. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
That's fine. I got to refill my coffee mug anyway.
Give me, depends
Corey.
on how fast she poops. What?
Is there any Rocket League in the cards tonight, or?
I don't know about tonight. It depends on what time we finish podcasting.
Okay.
If we finish early, then no.
Oh, okay.
If we finish later, then yes.
Let's get the talk up. Let's get the talk going, boys.
All right. Quick
Eric's
break.
in bachelor mode tonight.
Good thing we have Fire Emblem to talk about.
God. Mike, how you feeling about the game this weekend, bud? Should probably be feeling pretty good about it if I had to guess. Will, should I go get some coffee?
Yeah, why not?
What are you nervous about, Mike? Arsenal looks like shit. And Peter Cech's not playing, and Koscielny's not playing. Like, Cech and Ozil have been our only good players all season, like, consistently, and Koscielny's easily our best defender. Ugh. I think you guys are going to win. I really do. I was actually going to drive down to Richmond because there's an Arsenal bar down there. I was going to drive down there for the game this weekend, but then I saw the game was at 7:45 in the morning, which means I'd probably have to spend the night before.
Ugh.
Otherwise, I'd have to leave at like 5:30. And I'm not doing that. Although it would be fun. Arsenal's playing their biggest rival this weekend, Will.
Don't
Tottenham.
tell me. God, I knew that.
Mike's team.
They used to have that one dude.
Who did? Gareth
Tottenham.
Bale?
Yep.
It's a prick. Alright, I gotta get some coffee.
Alrighty.
I'll be back.
Will, are you still playing Stardew Valley?
No. I put in an hour and stopped. Now I'm playing Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay. God dang it. I just twist off. There we go.
I'm really excited because I'm getting to the point where I can level up my use my master seal on my guys so they're like powerful.
Yeah. It does take your characters to a whole new level.
Yeah, really it does. And I'm kind of grinding out the characters that aren't quite there yet.
It's nice that you have that option. Conquest didn't have that.
I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's very, very hard.
Dan, did you use the character Nyx?
Yeah, NYX.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is she good?
Not as good as some of the other sorcerers.
Really? Because I like
She couldn't take a hit.
Sorcerer.
She did
glass
good-
cannon.
Yeah, she did good damage, but couldn't take a hit.
She's like Jaina.
Yeah.
Because I like the mage character. I'm guessing Leo is probably the like MVP of mages on
Oh, yeah.
Conquest.
Being on a horse is nice, too. I guess
Yeah.
depending on what class you decide to upgrade him to, but the movement really, especially in Conquest, is super important.
Yeah.
So I tried to skew towards, well, we'll talk about it, but I tried to skew towards more mobile units.
I'm gonna save my questions.
Oh, I guess I could probably get the feedback together, huh?
Sure. Last time I checked, I don't believe we had any.
We have 2 emails.
Okay, cool. Mm. I've been remembering to do all the show notes stuff, which is nice.
Attaboy.
Oh yeah. I still want to help you out with that.
No, it's fine. Like I said, I have the time and everything right here. It's just remembering to do it. I've got to get in the habit of.
Yeah.
Hey! Jack Eichel scored.
Nice.
Jekyll.
Nashville's up 3-1. Last time I saw.
I know McDavid has an assist.
3-2.
Cool. Sabres are up 5-3.
Against Calgary, right?
Yeah. Is Calgary good?
No.
No.
They think Canada's not going to have a team in the playoffs this year.
How long's it been since that happened?
I think a while.
Oh, very long time. I know TSN and Sportsnet are nervous because they're going to lose ratings because of it.
Yeah. Because even Montreal might not make the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Montreal's not going to make the playoffs.
I'm hoping they're at least close so Carey Price comes back so my fantasy goalies don't completely suck.
Dan, I'll trade you a Marc-Andre Fleury for a 3rd-round pick.
See.
Hey, guys.
I already raided Will's closet.
No, I still got a Kuznetsov, a Kucherov, a Fleury.
Is Florida playing tonight? I think tonight was his first start for me.
Yeah, they're
9
playing.
o'clock.
They win?
Yeah, they should be Colorado. I mean, Panthers are really good.
What are you eating?
Oh, it started. They're down 1-0.
Oh, fuck. Of course they are. Well, now that I have Luongo, they're going to suck.
It's 1-1 now. Sorry.
I put
Hey.
Luongo on my daily fantasy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm playing you this week, aren't I, Corey?
Yeah, you're whooping me.
What's the score?
9-1 right now.
Corey, can I interest you in a Kuznetsov?
No, I'm not doing the picks trading.
Why?
I think I'm gonna actually ban it next year.
You're going to nix that next year?
Yeah, because there's gonna be so many people that don't do it. Like the people that are gonna do it are gonna be us 4, really.
So what?
But then it's okay, Eric has a really good team now. He will probably win, or probably not, because you're unlucky in that way.
I'll make it to the championship.
Come
and
playoff
lose.
time.
But Will gets those extra 2 picks next year. He has a great team next year because I think it just unbalances things. And yeah, everybody can do it, but not everybody is going to.
And can we do a keeper league next year?
I don't know.
You know what I like about you, Corey, is that you care about the league.
Yeah.
And you have the league's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Instead of the 6 people who check it every day.
Wait, there's only 6 people that check it every day?
I set my lineup every week.
Yep.
Has anybody not been playing their players?
Chris, last I knew, had McDavid on the IR still, and that was 4 days ago.
Just wait till next week to remind him.
He's got a lot of guys on the bench.
Don't remind him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll let him
Dan,
know.
remind me to remind him.
Not until next week.
Dan's got 11-0 against him.
Does he still have McDavid on the IR?
You know what? I'm going to shoot him a message.
It's fine if you want to.
No, I don't.
It's only fair.
I don't care that much.
Corey, I'd like it if you did, please.
Yeah, I kind of need it. I kind of need Chris to perform. I'm on the bubble. Only 6 playoff-bound teams.
Corey,
Is it the top 3 in each division, or is it top 6 overall?
Top 6 overall, except first place in each division gets number 1 seed.
Okay.
Or the first round bye, I guess.
Okay.
Corey, and Nikita Kucherov could really help your cause.
This is the last year you can do it, Corey. You might as well.
Nah.
I know.
Screw
I
it.
changed my name, Tank for Matthews, so I could do this, Corey. Humor me, please.
Well, I'm glad I could play a part in that.
Thank you. I appreciated you when you did that.
Why do I have a...
I don't know if it'll make any difference, but whatever.
I mean, my mom kind of wants Kuznetsov, so maybe I'll give him to her for a third rounder.
As long as Corcoran doesn't win again.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm trying to do for everybody.
That's really everybody's goal, or should be.
Like Eric, Carlson's a first rounder, man. And I gave you him for a second.
Yeah, and I know I robbed you.
Just so I could it's basically me recouping my picks that I traded last year that Corey never did, and then trying to get more assets for the upcoming draft.
What are you eating?
Nothing.
Somebody
Really?
somebody parked in our parking spot.
Really?
What's the most passive-aggressive note I can leave on the car? Don't park here, ever.
Draw a
I'm
wiener.
watching you.
I like that one.
Sincerely annoyed.
Yeah, please do not park here again. This is my parking spot. Sincerely annoyed in New York.
Thanks to you, my handicapped grandmother had to walk from the other parking lot.
There you go. There you go.
And it's a big truck, like a big fucking
Well,
hick truck.
we know something about that guy.
Yeah.
Small dick.
Yep.
I got tailgated by a guy
Compensated
with a big
something.
truck today.
Oh,
Ew, that's what they do.
king
I
of the
almost-
road.
I almost gave him the finger because I was so mad.
No, angry fist. That's where it's
King
at.
of the road.
I hate trucks.
Don't you just love king of the road guy though?
King of the road guy can fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't understand how he can go 60 on those back roads and maintain full control easily.
And then they go 50 on the highway and expect everyone to wait for him. Because why? King of the road.
Yeah.
Got a tiny wiener.
Tiny balls.
Me too, but I don't drive a big truck.
Yeah. Little balls, little car.
I got small balls. I don't drive truck.
All right, here we go. On that note,
Wait, hang on, Dan. Let me send this real quick.
Oh, that's good.
I accidentally closed out my. God, I'm an idiot. I closed out my Twitch stream too.
God, Eric.
You see
I
what
know.
Mike wrote in the chat?
Nah, I closed it out on accident.
Oh.
Hey, bro, sweet truck. It deserves a parking spot with a lot more space.
That's actually the best thing you could write, actually.
Yeah. that's a good one.
That's pretty good. I got to do it. I got to get a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Write it down before you forget.
Sweet truck, bro.
Corey's going to get into a fist fight with a big redneck tonight.
Corey's about to get his ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
Oh god, it's great.
Nice out.
Drop truck. All right, Dan.
Ready?
Has been sent.
Feedback. Gotcha.
Did you get it?
No. Not yet. It usually takes a couple minutes.
Okay. I'll leave it open just in case.
Do you send it to my Gmail or Hotmail?
I think it's Hotmail.
Okay. Yeah, that only updates every like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Do you prefer it goes to the other one?
It doesn't matter. Okay, I got it. We're good.
Salto la Macchia. Drive truck.
Final Fantasy VI is on sale for $8.
And Steve?
Where?
Steam, yeah, steamy. A lot of Final Fantasy games are on sale.
Should I buy it?
You don't like 6, right?
Should I play it?
I want you to buy it so you can play an hour of it and then have the same conversation that we have every year about it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, if one of us buys it, you could just play our copy of it.
No, he has to buy it, Dan.
Mike said Minnesotans are raised to be passive aggressive.
That's fantastic. Yeah, New Yorkers are usually just aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, not so much passive.
No. Although, I'm not very aggressive. But I was born in Pennsylvania, so could be why.
Were you really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I was born in northeastern Pennsylvania, Tunkhannock.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's going on over there, Dan?
The kids are fighting bedtime again.
Someone's getting a scolding.
Every night, they just resist bedtime with all their might.
Which is crazy, because bedtime is my favorite time.
Well, when you're a child, you don't realize the great life you have.
Oh, I know it.
They don't take advantage of it.
No.
I look back to the old times and miss it.
Yeah.
Is Corey okay?
I don't know. Did he take the note right down, maybe?
He must have. He's probably getting his ass kicked as we speak. Will, can you go check on him?
I'd love to. I'm about 2 hours away. Corey will be in the creek by that point.
What are the chances that truck has those metal balls hanging off the back, too? You
Pretty
know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Truck balls.
Nice set of balls to go on that F-150.
I always giggle when I see truck balls.
Oh, my God. I saw him once on, like, a fucking, like, Corolla.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious, because you know that person was making fun of the big truck guy.
Oh, yeah.
You always wonder, too, like, whether or not the person legitimately has the truck balls or ironically has the truck balls.
No, Dan, if it's on a truck, you know damn well that they've got legit truck balls going.
Gotcha. I always wanted to put those on my Focus when I had it.
You should put it on your yellow car.
For the same reason the Corolla guy put it on his car. Just because.
Yep. All you got to look for is the truck balls and Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo.
Yes.
And you know you've got a real douchebag on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. That's so true.
Message delivered.
Yeah.
Corey, we were just talking. Does that truck happen to have a pair of those metal balls hanging off the back?
I didn't look. They backed in. Backed into the spot because
Could have given it a real good kick in the balls.
Yeah.
Truck balls.
Good king of the road driver backing into a spot.
Well, we'll assume that it had that and Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo.
It's probably a really nice old man, really.
Well, guess what?
See, usually when we decide to act upon our angry urges like that, it's like the nicest person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we ready?
That's why I never do anything like that. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 241 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. We are now in what we played. Corey, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit about Stardew Valley. You two will, obviously.
Yes.
Stardew Valley. I actually knew very little about Stardew Valley going in. And I think we're going to do an episode on it next week.
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Nice.
Okay.
I'll have to play
You want to do early first impressions?
What do you mean early first impressions?
First impressions. If you want to do a whole episode.
Oh, right now. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant next week.
Oh.
Corey's put in 14 hours of it already.
Have I?
Something here I can check.
Yeah,
How long of a game is it?
Oh.
As long as you want it to be, probably. It's one of those, right?
Yeah, it's a lot like Harvest Moon. It's what Harvest Moon used to be.
Right.
I love
And
Harvest Moon.
my biggest the intro is great. The intro is a awesome framing device for this game. It sets it up perfectly. It draws me right into it.
Corey, when I played that intro with the grandpa talking, I thought of you immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you've been saying, like wanting to return to like a simpler life.
Yeah.
And I thought of you when I was doing it because it was kind of sad too.
It is. It's very touching in the way you open up in the workspace, the office, and it's just going down the cubicles. I don't want to spoil it.
I thought of you at Sony.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but please play the game because if you like the old Harvest Moons, you'll love it, and it has that magical touch, that like mystery. and the first indication of that for me was looking at the mini map and seeing that there was a wizard's tower in the corner of my property.
Yep.
Who knows what that's all about? I mean, I kind of know now, having played the game, but it's really good. It's very simple. It runs on. I mean, it'll run on everything. It's just a few megabytes, but it's your 4 seasons. You're farming. You're foraging. You're raising animals.
Having social interaction.
Yep, having social interaction with other characters that opens up new places and items and things like that. There's a whole mine that you go through, and it's like a dungeon crawler almost, where you fight stuff, you get loot. There's treasure chests. You mine while you're there. That's how you get your ores to craft. It's a really good game, and it's one of those instances where like you think you're the only person that knows about it, and then it just totally blows up, and now everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
You kind of feel like a hipster a little bit. You're like, well,
I knew about this beforehand.
I was following this before it was all over everywhere.
I was raising cows and sheep well before you, bucko.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad that people are really latching onto it. It's one of the top sellers on Steam. I actually tuned into somebody playing on Twitch the other night. They had like 9,000 viewers, and it was just this boring guy. I don't want to name the channel. This boring guy playing Stardew Valley, like not really talking or anything, and he had 9,000 followers. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
I mean, was he previously like a popular streamer, or?
I don't know. I hadn't heard of him until I watched this Stardew Valley, but 9,000 viewers.
That's a lot.
I don't know. I get like, I think the most I've ever had is 10.
Did he? I wonder if, because I've always said that you need to have a set schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the issue with us is we can't.
Yeah.
And we suck.
Other than our
Well,
episode.
I mean, our abysmal offerings.
Yeah, but this game, I don't know what I love like the farming games so much, but this is like one of my favorite farming games ever.
Nice.
I think. There just seems to be I've only played 2 hours of it. There just seems to be so much there. Like I played Story of Seasons recently, and I thought that was like a really, really good farming game. But with this one, like there just seems to be more to it. Like there's more people in town. Like one of the first quests you get is to like introduction and like meet everybody in town. Then there's like 30 people that you have to meet. Like that's a lot of people.
Yep, and they all have their own likes. They all have their own room that you can, once you become close enough with them, you can go into their room.
Yep.
And what it is really is it's something that the newer Harvest Moon games got away from is polish. It's the little touches of character that the game has that those newer Harvest Moon games just don't.
Yeah.
They might look nicer, but that really means nothing in a farming sim.
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know. It's really good.
Nice. I'm looking forward to playing it now for next week.
And addictive, and there's co-op coming.
Ooh, co-op farms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all 4 of us could be.
Yep.
We can practice for when we start our farm then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's a lot of good farmland down here in Charlottesville, by the way.
Perfect.
Good spot for it.
Yep. We can grow. What do they grow down there?
Anything you want.
Cotton.
Wheat.
A lot of horse farms actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But you level. Oh, that's another thing. You level up your guys' stuff, like
Yeah,
your
stats.
foraging skill, your
Nice.
your mining, your combat skills. I mean, it's great. But
Yeah.
one of the other things that sucks about the popularity of it, though, is I'm seeing too many screenshots of like people that are way further in the game than I am, and that kind of. I don't know. It takes away from it a little bit, like seeing everybody's coops and all the like stuff that they have set up, and I'm like, I didn't even know that existed in the game. And it's a unfortunate way to see it for the first time, I guess.
Yeah.
But you make your character, you pick what he wears. I named my guy Neil for Neil Young for Harvest Moon. His favorite things are cigarettes and cats.
That's amazing.
You have equipment. You have a hat, boots, and rings that you can equip on your guy. It's great. So
Cool.
much fun.
This game is made by one person as well.
Yeah.
And I read an article on Kotaku. I think it was Kotaku. And they were saying like the people who pirated this game actually felt bad about it because they liked it so much. So like all of the comments on all the different torrents were like, I pirated this game and played like 2 hours of it and decided to buy it. It's only $15 too.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just about to ask you how much it was.
And you get the co-op update for
I'm gonna
free.
buy it then.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And this game is like it's like a Terraria like game where you have. I mean, I put over 100 hours into Terraria, and like this is the same type of game. You can just do that, and for like the $15 price tag, like buy it. It's definitely worth
Nice.
it.
It's in it like you bring up Terraria, and that's an apt comparison, even though the gameplay is quite different. It's just that mindless like zen gaming that you just lose yourself in, and time just flies by, and you're really engaged with what you're doing, and like the music is a big part of that.
Yeah.
It's the whole package.
Awesome. I can't
Like-
wait to play it this weekend.
Like we were recording the main segment, and I was playing it, and like all I did for a day was watered my crops, went to a girl, gave her my best parsnips I grew. She told me
These
gross.
are fucking world class ass parsnips too. I'll tell you that.
They had a gold star. She told me they were gross, and I went, took a nap, woke up the next day, and then I gave her a daffodil, and she loved it. And then I went back to sleep.
That sounds like an amazing time.
Yeah.
I'll just share one story briefly. The Summer Harvest Festival was coming up in my game, and they told me the day before. I think I got a letter in the mail, and it said, make sure you bring something to the potluck. And I was like, okay, I better have an item to bring to the potluck. And I'm like, well, I don't have any recipes yet. I don't even have a kitchen, so I have to get something. And I had forgotten about it for most of the day, and it was like late. It was like 10 p.m. or something, and the general store was closed. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta find somewhere to get something to bring to this potluck.
This is such a real world scenario, too.
So
I'm actually going through this scenario at work now that you bring it up. We're having potluck on the 14th, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna bring. But go on.
So the only place that was open was the saloon. So I go into the saloon, I see what they have, and they have pizza. And it's like, pizza at a potluck. I don't think anybody would hate me. So I spend all my gold, it was like 600 gold, on this pizza to bring to this potluck the next day. So I walk in, I get to the potluck. That's what they called it. And the mayor is like, okay, don't forget to put what you brought into the big pot of stew in the middle of the festival. And I go to the big pot of stew and try to put my pizza in it, and it won't let me.
Oh, you fucked up.
Fortunately, well, you say potluck, it's like you bring a dish to pass, to share,
You were gonna make pizza stew.
Fortunately, I had left by mistake. Normally, I don't do this. I had left one radish in my inventory that I had harvested the day before, and it happened to be a quality radish because you can fertilize your soil to increase the quality of your crops. You can do a bunch of different things to the soil to change the outcome of the crops. I don't think Harvest Moon did that. I think I don't know. It's irrelevant.
Story of Seasons did. I don't know.
Okay.
Harvest Moon did though.
But yeah, it was a high quality radish that I threw in the stew. I forget who it was, some sort of government official, like a congressman or something, was the
Harvey.
taste tester. And he ate the stew and really enjoyed it. So it turns out my radish was okay, but I had this pizza, like 600 gold on. So I just ended up taking it with me into the mines. And when I did one of my rounds there, once I was low on health and energy, I ate it, and it did a pretty good job of filling me back up. So it wasn't a total waste, but it would have been nice to give out the pizza at the potluck.
Yeah. Nice.
That's just a little segment of what to expect from this game.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait to play it now. That's great. I've always had a special spot in my heart for Harvest Moon, so I'm looking forward to that this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And this gets right back to the old school ones. Back in the day.
Okay. Did you play anything else, Corey?
Harvest Moon. Hearthstone and Rocket League.
Hearthstone and Rocket League.
Let's
Nothing.
talk some Hearthstone.
There's not really much to talk about.
Let's talk some Rocket League then. There is something to talk about.
Yeah, we could talk
Great.
Championship.
Rocket League. Yeah.
I don't know too awful much about it. Do you?
I don't really know much. What's the prize? $75,000 or something like that?
I'm going to Google it right now.
But Eric and I were discussing entering it.
No, we're going to enter it.
Yeah, you can enter as a 3-person team. I forget when they said the matches start. The end of March?
Here we go. Championship Series is what it's called. $75,000 prize pool. Begins this month. Doesn't say an exact date. At least on this website it doesn't. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, it's going to be a 3v3 competition, so it's going to be your standard Rocket League. Yeah, that's about it. There's 3-month seasons that I guess it's going to be involved in.
Huh.
But
nice.
That's pretty
sweet. It's good
sweet.
to see this game still getting supported so strongly.
Yeah. It's so good. And then we got the Batmobile coming out in 5 days.
It's pretty nice looking.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of like the little uncommon toppers and things like that I've unlocked, especially on PC. I got a waffle antenna that I just absolutely love, and a tiara that my little Beetle car has.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
I'm still rocking the plain Jane. No customizations.
Nothing wrong with that. We should say we the three of us, not Will and Tito, all played on, was it Saturday night?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
For quite a while. Me and Eric started for a little bit, and then Corey joined in, and then Tito joined us a little bit later.
Where was my invite?
Time.
I believe I texted you, Will.
That was
he did.
I was sleeping then.
No, I'd tell you when I texted you, but I don't have a cell phone.
Right.
Oh, okay. I remember when you texted me. Yeah, I was sleeping.
And that's only because Tito left.
I should point out this was on
never mind.
RocketLeagueGame.com says that all of the matches for this are going to be on PS4 and PC with additional platform support to be revealed in the future, which obviously is Xbox. So.
Yeah.
iOS.
No, fuck that.
The controls aren't good enough for iOS. I don't mean the Rocket League controls. I mean controlling a game on iOS.
Right. Can you imagine trying to play Rocket League on that?
No, that would be miserable.
Trying to fly through the air to hit the ball.
I can't do that on regular controls.
Okay. So that's it, Corey?
Yeah.
All right. What do you got, Eric?
Nothing.
Rocket League. I got.
I guess I can briefly touch on FIFA 15. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of that with Jeff. So we're trying to make our march back to the Division 1 championship in co-op seasons, because previously when we had played, we got relegated to Division 2. We finished another season yesterday in Division 1, and we scathed by the skin of our teeth to stay up in Division 1 again. So we're struggling a bit, but we're hanging in there, having a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
FIFA's pretty janky. It really is. I don't know. Sometimes it feels really good, and sometimes it feels janky as hell. I don't know. It's weird. But I don't know. We're having a good time with it.
Nice.
If you want a challenge in single player mode, start a career on world class difficulty with one of the MLS teams. I'm doing it with NYCFC, and they have like a terrible wage budget situation because you have a budget for your players' wages, and a lot of theirs is taken up by two players who kind of suck on FIFA because they're old and slow. In real life, they're fine, but like on FIFA, they're terrible. And the transfer budgets are really bad too in the MLS. They don't have the amount of money, so it's hard to balance your team out. And like, I fucked up in the last transfer window that I did yesterday, because what I did was I sold one of my players that was taking up a lot of my wage to free up room. Well, it took till the last day of the transfer window for somebody to offer to buy him from me. So when they did, I ran out of time to like fill my roster back up. So my squad is super, super thin. So like I have no backup players almost, which blows. But It's kind of cool using a team that doesn't have a lot of money because usually I'm Arsenal and I can, buy just about whoever I want. So
Yeah.
it's different and it's kind of nice, but it's a good challenge too. So
Yeah.
that's all I've been playing.
Taking the underdogs too,
Yeah, it's fun, and the kind of it's nice too because you have to use the like global transfer network and the scouts a lot more to look at players that you've never even heard of and play in leagues you don't know anything about. So you're finding these kind of diamonds in the rough. I found this one guy who's like, I think he's 19 and I have him up to like a 75 rating, which is pretty good for a 19-year-old on FIFA. And I've got some clubs that are looking to buy him. And that's what you have to do is find the diamonds in the rough and hope that they turn into something good that other teams will want to buy for more money. And you turn that bigger money into multiple players instead of just the one. So It's interesting how that works. So I'm looking forward to keeping that going.
Nice.
Yep.
Sounds good. That's everything, Eric?
Yeah, I think that's it for me. Hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, you had a busy couple of weeks. So
not really this past week. I literally get home from work and sit in a chair in front of the TV all night.
Nice.
Playing games or watching TV, one or the other.
That sounds great.
It's all right.
It'll probably get old.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Like I sit there. Like I do cook for myself, which has been nice. I've actually been eating really well since I got here, aside from Taco Bell. But
You earned that Taco Bell.
Well, absolutely. It was a reward.
Yeah.
All right. Will, what do you got?
The only thing that I played other than Stardew Valley was Fire Emblem Fates, and I know Dan.
Yeah, let's talk about Fire Emblem.
Dan, you have an announcement.
Yeah, I beat Fire Emblem Conquest.
Yeah.
Well done. That's the hard one, right?
That was a hard one, yeah. It took me about 38 hours. It would have been impossible if I had left it on the classic difficulty. I had several battles where I had one or two soldiers left at the end of the battle, so if I had lost those soldiers permanently, there's no way I would be able to continue. It's very difficult. There's no room for error, really. You have to really be cautious about leveling all your characters so you have enough people to fight the battles. And I immediately after I beat it, I bought the Birthright version for $20 and started playing that. I'm about probably 8 or 9 hours into that one too. And that's considerably easier. I have had it on classic difficulty, and I haven't lost anyone. I haven't even really come close to losing anyone because you can do plenty of grinding and plenty of resource gathering and gold farming to upgrade all your weapons and stuff. It's been great. It's definitely a much easier version to play. But yeah, so it was a great game. Great game. Games, I guess. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I actually I really like the story to this game too. At least I've only done the Birthright story, but I just did a mission that was legitimately sad after I did it because I felt so bad for the outcome of what happened, and King Garon's such a jerk.
Yep.
But me and Dan were talking about, and I wanted your guys' opinion on this. When we do our Thummies episode, Fire Emblem is going to be in something.
Yeah. At the very least, mobile game.
Yeah.
Handheld.
Is it all right if we put Fire Emblem Fates and encapsulate the 3 games, or do we have to put the specific game
individually?
Yeah.
We wanted to figure that out now, so there's no confusion later on.
In your opinion, are they different enough to warrant to be their own?
Yeah, I mean, in my experience so far, Conquest is quite a bit different. Maybe not so much the story because you're playing the just opposite sides of the same conflict, but gameplay wise, Conquest is significantly different than Birthright.
And yeah, I guess if the gameplay is different, then sure.
Just because of the amount of or lack of opportunities to grind out your soldiers or improve their relationships.
This is a big year for handhelds with the Fire Emblems and the new Pokemons coming out.
Yeah. Well, this is the only reason why I say it might not be a bad idea to have them all under Fates, because say we do Game of the Year, I don't want to have to put Fire Emblem, Birthright, Conquest, and Revelations all in my top 5.
I guess in that case, I would say just don't do that. Just pick your favorite one then.
But they're all so good.
Yeah, but just use your noggin and don't do it. You know?
Yeah.
Yes and no. I don't know.
I find it hard to believe that you're gonna be able to just put three of, even though they're different, you're gonna put 3 of, kind of the same game on your list.
Here's the thing. From what I gathered is that the Fire Emblem Revelations story is the best.
Yeah.
But the Fire Emblem Conquest units are the best. And the Fire Emblem Birthright, like grinding and whatnot, is like good. So they all have 3 different things. So if I'm gonna be picking one of the games, it's just gonna be really difficult.
So you want to put them all under one umbrella?
Yeah, because if it's called Fire Emblem
Fates.
Fates as a general,
Yeah, I'd rather have you do that because I'm gonna get pissed off if your entire list is Fire Emblem, and I'd like to avoid that if possible.
I'm with Eric on this one. I think it's best just to put them all under one umbrella.
Umbrella.
And you can obviously clarify a little bit more when you get into the specifics.
yeah.
That's fair, because it's essentially like it's the same conflict that even all 3 games take place during this conflict. That's kind of the central theme of the 3 different games. It's just the pathway, is different for your character. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it's fair. Yeah, we wanted to clarify that now as opposed to waiting until much later. When it's all fresh in our heads too.
Yeah.
I think
That's a good idea.
that's the way to do it. If Birthright you think is a good rainy day game, and the other 2 aren't,
Yeah.
just call it Fire Emblem Fates, and you can specify.
Within the context of the.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
Fair enough.
Speaking of the thummies, are we scrapping the most valuable console this year? I know we had talked about that.
No.
No.
Ugh. Can we?
It'll be Nintendo NX this year.
God, I doubt it.
It depends on what kind of launch titles they have. What?
Dan, we're just gonna.
They
argue
never
about
have launch titles.
Zelda?
Zelda might be one of them. That's the case.
Dan, it won't matter. We'll just argue about number 2 again.
That was 2 years ago where we argued about number 2.
Yeah, we're due for a
Was
number
it?
2 argument
Yeah, because it was the Wii U one 2 years ago.
by a long
We
shot.
got in an argument over number 2?
Number
Yeah.
2, yeah. Whether
Oh, because it
the
was
Xbox or
PS4 and
PS
Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah. God damn it.
which is fun. It's all in good fun.
Looking back, it's fun. During time of, I get so mad. I get so mad.
Makes for great conversation.
It does. It's all for the good of the pod.
Well,
I have
it
to
starts.
work up some.
Until it comes to blows, I think we just we keep it.
Well, it's
It
certainly
might-
not going to come to blows now.
You're not coming in for the thummies, Eric? You're not making a special trip?
Unless you want to be punching monitors.
I can't, man. That's holiday times. at work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Busy season.
That makes sense.
I wish I could.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like Mike says in
I'll
the
tell
chat.
you what, though. I will be getting dressed to the nines sitting here in my chair.
Sipping
least-
wine.
At least you're
Bottle of something fancy.
Just to argue about the consoles.
Maybe that's the day I don't wear pants, Dan.
Yes.
Suit jacket top with a tie. No
White-
pants.
White boxers with red lips on them.
No pants, but put a mirror on the wall behind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's a whole subreddit dedicated to that. People posting pictures online, not realizing the mirror shows that they're naked.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
great.
Like Craigslist ads for products and stuff.
That's great.
Will, did you have any other thoughts on Fire Emblem?
I'll have more the longer I play it. I'm really enjoying Birthright so far.
Yeah.
It's just the games are so good.
Yeah, Birthright is definitely a less stressful experience.
Yeah.
Like I said, like there's just no opportunity for your characters to even like build relationships. Like I think I only ended up having 4 children.
Really?
That's just because like the battle, the way the flow of the battle goes, like I just kind of did whatever I could and not necessarily was conscientious about pairing units together for relationship specific purposes. I just would put units together that worked really well together, just because I had to get to the next battles.
So does that? Okay, so that kind of makes it hard to get the fully fleshed out conquest characters. Does that mean in Revelations you get a mix of Hoshido and conquest or Nor soldiers? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I think so. But there's also new characters in it too that you didn't have access to in the other two games.
I'm gonna read up on Revelations in a second because
there's definitely still like probably Azura will follow you. No matter what.
She definitely does. Felicia or Jacob.
Silas probably will follow you.
He's the man.
And then like I said, there's going to be characters that are just new characters specific to that version.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get an article up on that right now. The only other thing is tomorrow I get the Twilight Princess remaster, and I'm really excited.
Oh, nice!
Because as much flack as people give that game, it's my favorite Zelda, and I don't get the flack that it gets.
What's the flack that it gets? What do people say about it?
They say that Wind Waker was such a different Zelda game, and then when Twilight Princess came out, that it was just Ocarina of Time, just better graphics. Which
I never played it. I have no concept of anything.
Which if you want to be super picky about it, it's just Ocarina of Time with better graphics, but it's still.
That doesn't sound terrible to me.
It's still a really good Zelda game
of all time.
Right? Yeah.
So if it's just that with better graphics, then
I should get that. Is that a full price game?
I got it for $49.
I should buy that game. Could my Wii U could use a dusting off?
Yeah.
Doesn't that bundle come with an amiibo or something?
Yeah, it comes with the Wolf Link and Midna amiibo, which is pretty cool looking.
Every copy does?
Yeah. At least on Amazon.
That's cool.
I think you can get it digitally for cheaper.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get it, I'm going for the one with the amiibo.
Oh yeah, me too. But I mean, Will got me Twilight Princess, the Wii version of Twilight Princess that I'm probably gonna play at the end of March, just because it's fresh in people's minds. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go back and play the original that I've been meaning to play for a while now.
Now, probably a couple weeks after the Division, after I get sick of that shitty game.
Yeah,
it would be a good time for me to play Twilight Princess.
That's when I'm going to play it too.
Yeah, right before, because there's games in every week in April. I believe there's games I want to get, and some weeks there's 2 games. So
yeah, it's a good mid to late March game.
Yeah.
So see, this is the good thing about Fire Emblem, because anywhere I am, I can play it. Yep. So I was going up to Syracuse to get Allison, and I was just playing it in the car. So, I can play through that all year, the 3 versions of that game, but still be able to play, Twilight Princess, Stardew Valley, and, those are the 2 games that'll keep me occupied for a while, the Division.
I wish I could get into handheld gaming. I just can't.
It's hard. You really need a game that you love to do it, and Fire Emblem is that game for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough.
We just got to get Corey to a 3DS to play it.
2DS.
He can borrow one of ours.
Do we have a...
Can you guys put your 3DSs on Steam?
Yes.
Family share?
That would be nice. But no.
I wish we had a spare 3DS that we could just give Corey, and we could just give him...
We could get a community one, split it 4 ways.
Johnny had 6 3DSs at one point.
Of course he did.
What was the 2DS was on sale the other day for
$80, and it came with a game.
Yeah.
Johnny, send us one of your 6 3DSs, would you?
We need a factor.
He's coming in Saturday to visit New York.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe I'll tell him to bring one.
And tell him to bring a copy of Fire Emblem Fates too.
Does he have Fire Emblem Fates?
He will.
No.
If Will tells him.
Johnny, please. But that's it for me. I'm in the perfect gaming scenario right now. I have so much that I'm playing, and I love everything that I'm playing.
See, I'm in a bit of a funk right now.
I
think Stardew Valley is what I need.
That might be the game that breaks your funk.
I think it is because like it's just not like anything I've played in so long.
I'm doing this
I
year
think I need
differently.
that. What are you doing?
I'm not playing anything I don't really enjoy and don't really want to be playing.
Yeah, see that's how I'm feeling about like Far Cry. Like I know I spent money on it, but at the same time, like I don't want to fucking play this game.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the motivating factor for me was beating games, in the last couple of years, and I do feel like that kind of like ruined my taste for games.
Welcome to the other side, Corey.
Yeah, because I'd play something for like 10 hours, and then I'd be like, okay, I've gotten all of this. I've gotten out all of what I'm going to get out of this game, but I'd force myself those extra 10 hours or whatever to beat it just to have it on the list. But this year I think I'm just going to say, no, I'm done. Like I did with XCOM. I was pretty far in XCOM too. How many hours did I have? 20 something?
That's not far.
That's a lot of hours to put into
Although,
to just give up on it.
Mean, I said I put 56, but I was on my third playthrough.
Yeah.
Probably my third playthrough where I'm close to the end is about 30.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, you're decently.
I respect that decision, Corey.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah. See, for me, I don't mind. Like as long as I don't hate the game, I'll keep playing it.
Yeah.
Were we done talking about what we played?
No, I have to go. I've got to go.
Okay, go ahead.
I played Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I beat.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's another great game.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was an amazing game.
I believe that's in some feedback as well.
Yeah, Tito talked about it a little bit. But yeah, like I don't know, I really like the story in this one a lot more than the first one. Especially the parts where Laura's trying to kind of live up to her father's legacy. I was really interested in all that stuff and the artifact that she's going after. At the end of the game, they tease the next location too, for the third game, I guess, in the trilogy.
Can you tell me, or is it a spoiler?
It's not really a spoiler. I can say if people don't mind.
I don't mind.
The Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico,
Okay.
where the probably ancient Mayan ruins, if I had to guess.
Is this game the first time her father is mentioned?
I think he was just briefly mentioned in the first one, but they really flesh out that whole storyline in the second one.
You know what they're doing, right?
What?
Creating another character to make games for.
No, well, I don't know, but it made me think of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade a little bit.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So
it is a good movie.
I can't go wrong with that. But yeah, it was a great game. I really loved how open it was. I liked how much more familiar with the history in the game I was than in the first Tomb. I say the first Tomb Raider, but the 2013 Tomb Raider. Yeah, it's a great game. Great game.
Still got to give it a shot.
You do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what you thought, Corey.
Yeah.
As the wild card.
Yeah, because like I did like almost all of the side stuff, and it took me probably 25 hours.
Oh.
But I think the how long to beat is like 12 or 13. So if
that's perfect.
Just wanted to play through the storyline, and
that's a weekend.
It's really a great game. It controls well, ran pretty well. There were some places where I got some frame rate drops, but there was a lot going on the screen. So
I unfortunately do not have a free weekend until April 8th.
Wow.
Damn.
Ew.
It's a month from now.
Yeah. It's life.
Okay. That's everything we played. What were you gonna say, Eric?
No, I just wanted to see where you guys were at. Are there any other games coming out this year that you guys are really excited for?
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is on my list. Yes.
I'm actually excited for Black Desert Online. I'm curious to see. It's the new MMORPG. I think it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, with the really
it's
cool
out today.
creation.
Out today?
Yeah, but it's $40.
Yeah, I'm curious. If
Is there a subscription fee?
I don't know. I haven't investigated.
I don't think so. I think it's buy it and then you can play it like Guild Wars, which is how it should be.
Black Desert Online.
BDO.
It's
What is it about that one that has you curious?
mostly it's hype. I really don't
Okay.
know too much about it, but I know people are speaking very highly of it, and I'm always curious to check out the MMORPGs. It's just like the price point, if they're full priced, which this one is not. That's a big no for me, for the most part.
Mhm.
Like if I can spend $40 and get a few dozen hours out of MMORPG just to see what it's all about, then I'm cool with that. Or even free to play, I'll jump
Yeah.
in for a little bit.
Let me know if you end up buying it because
Same
I don't
here.
want to go in it alone.
I probably won't. I've been sitting on a $50 Amazon card, and I'm waiting for the right thing to spend it on.
Yeah.
The
I don't know
user
if that's
score
gonna
on
be it.
Metacritic is a 5.2.
Oof.
Yeah, I heard that. I think there's a lot of like server issues and stuff right now. That'll
Messy
get
start.
ironed out, but
That's inevitable.
yeah. No, I mean, wait for some reviews, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I just don't think time wise I'll be able to play an MMORPG anymore.
What
And
are
if
we
I
thinking about? Sorry,
Probably
go ahead, Dave.
If I did, it'd probably be Guild. I'd go back to Guild Wars.
How are we feeling about the division next week? Are we excited?
I'm very excited for it.
I'm
Right.
pretty excited, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed
know.
my brief stint with it.
It needs to impress me.
Yeah. They're not doing reviews until
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. They're not sending out review copies.
Yeah. Actually, I read a Eric Kane article right before we started. He had a great suggestion for that, and it's giving people who pre-order the game early access.
yeah,
So
play with reviewers.
Yep, give them 3 or 4 days, and then have the reviewers play for those 3 or 4 days, and problem is almost solved.
Yeah.
If that is indeed the reason why they're not sending reviewers early copies, early access.
Wait, what's the reason they're not sending them?
They said because they wouldn't be able to populate the servers in a way that would reflect how the game is going to be after launch.
Okay.
Which is true, but at the same
Yeah.
time, reviewers can see around that.
Yeah.
Heard that before.
Well, I mean, that's why places like IGN do review in progress.
Yeah.
I just hope there's not server issues the first day. Because I know what to expect from the game for the most part, having played the betas twice. Just as long as there's not server issues, because that pisses me off.
Yeah.
So
I think the games I'm most looking forward to is Dark Souls 3, and I think No Man's Sky is back on my radar. I'm kind of glad that went away for a little while,
yeah.
because now I think I'm more excited for it
Yep.
than I was.
Yeah, I briefly read a preview about it, which got me kind of back into it. They really the previewer really enjoyed their time with it.
Was it today?
Yeah.
Was
yeah,
it
all that-
Ryan McCaffrey?
It was from someone from Kotaku UK. I
Okay.
didn't see who the name was.
Because I know Ryan McCaffrey on IGN did a big write-up about his time with it, and he really liked it too.
Yeah.
Did you guys see anything from that Xbox Spring Expo?
No.
Is that where Phil Spencer talked?
Yeah, it was like yesterday or the day before
Yeah.
or something like that.
I just read some of his comments.
It didn't seem like there was a ton of big news or anything like that, but I had mentioned to you guys, because I know Dan's into racing games, that Forza is coming to PC, but it's called
Yeah.
Forza 6 Apex. It's like a kind of a version of Forza.
Yep.
It's not the actual game. What else did they announce? They basically said they're already doing. They're trying to bridge the gap between PC and Xbox, and they also talked about kind of made it seem like upgradable parts on your Xbox One.
What
maybe?
they wanted, they want to do a mid-generation console refresh and
Okay.
upgrade the components. But Phil Spencer, I mean, they didn't lay any of this out, but they're thinking that even if you have an old Xbox, it'll be able to play newer games, even if you they're made specifically for the newer generation. Like a PC can, something that's older can play games. It'll have graphics options for the older Xbox, but be able to play the new more powerful, better graphics on the more powerful version.
I don't necessarily like that.
No,
because as somebody who's always an early adapter of those things, I feel like it's kind of well, tough shit. Like, you don't have the best version of what we're offering because you were willing to support us at the beginning when you didn't know if if it was any good.
Yeah. Well, as
not to mention, I've bought 2 Xbox Ones now.
Right. Yeah, the regular one and the Elite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing was like and we talked about this a little bit. The power of mobile devices now, like, you're going to be able to get better experiences on mobile devices. If you can game on something that you already have better than you can on your console, are you going to continue to buy games for that console?
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah, but I like they're going to be able to tap into the people that aren't going to buy a console but have the latest and greatest cell phone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the direction they're going.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I am excited for Quantum Break, though. That's the other one I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
I'll drop 2 on you.
Yeah.
I've got a few, actually.
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, yes. I'm pumped for that game.
Yeah. And I just had another one that just literally escaped my brain.
Let me look here. Horizon Zero Dawn.
No.
There's a lot of indie games.
Overwatch, Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I forgot about Overwatch again.
Deus Ex is a definite I'm excited for. There's a lot of good indie games that are coming out that I'm excited for.
Below sounds good for Xbox. Cuphead I haven't heard anything about in a while.
Yep.
But that one has always looked good. So
there's a lot.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a nice year. I just was curious.
Danganronpa 3.
I would have to look at the list. Okay. Shall we get to feedback?
Yeah.
Write it down. 250. Okay, here we go. Idaho Jake says, hey guys, first I will address the main topic. I really haven't played much more Far Cry because I really want to platinum Fallout 4 before the DLC comes out. I really like Far Cry and will play more of it just at a later date. One thing I didn't like about the game is that the animal that I'm traveling with will attack the animal I'm trying to tame. Yeah, that happened to me quite a few times. I've actually had to dismiss my trusty mountain lion. My bear killed the rare black leopard, and that pissed me off. But I have a rideable motherfucking bear. That's awesome. No Man's Sky at full retail price. I think I will still get it, but I think we'll get it disc-based instead of download, just in case it's not as good as I really hope it is. I really do think it is the game that I can get lost in because it is different enough to keep me going and enjoy it. Now on to Fallout 4. Wow, it wasn't until I bought Fallout New Vegas that I realized how much Fallout 4 didn't have. It is missing the 3 different perks and the cool way you can answer questions to make some of those perks better. Also, the town reputation and the different clothes you wear matter on how people treat you, but I still think Fallout 4 has a couple of things like the power armor and how you have to have the fusion core, and the settlements are pretty cool. Then you try the Dark Souls mobile game. Now for the Idaho Jake question of the week. The next big open world game is based on what area of history and made by what studio? So yeah, I think Jake's kind of agreeing with you guys on the older Fallout games.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he tweeted me.
Okay.
He tweeted me wanting to apologize.
Oh,
but
really?
I told him that's definitely not necessary. And
no,
both games have their things. It's just I happen to prefer what Fallout 3 and New Vegas have to offer over 4.
You'd just be wrong then.
They don't have gameplay, but they do have RPG elements over Fallout.
That entrance of Fallout 3, I'm sorry, you will never convince me otherwise. It's so goddamn slow.
It is going back and playing it, but at the time I thought it was fantastic.
So
Yeah,
And they actually made mods that removed that. You can just start outside the vault.
Yeah, well, that doesn't exclude it from being there in the first place.
Did anyone play the Dark Souls mobile game?
I think I downloaded it at some point, but I never played it.
I didn't either.
I was going to until I read an article about it.
The Slashy Souls or whatever?
Yeah. I read an article about it, and they... Oh, God, it really just turned me off to it. Like, it was basically just a big advertisement for Dark Souls 3. But it was, like, all over the place, and, like, it just... I don't know. it rubbed me the wrong way after reading the article, and I was like, I'm not going to put any time into this.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what it was an advertisement for? Was pre-ordering it at GameStop.
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
published by GameStop, the Slashy Souls is. So yeah, they were saying how there's just like advertisements for pre-ordering Dark Souls 3 at GameStop everywhere.
It's a shameless advertisement.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Not just saying,
And I was
hey,
like, I'm not going to support that.
hey, buy Dark Souls 3. Say, hey, buy Dark Souls 3 at GameStop.
Exactly. Not only buy, but pre-order it.
Oh, yeah.
For all the sweet exclusive deals.
Yeah, get yourself a new sword that you'll probably not use after the first section.
That's the thing. The one of the issues I have with all these pre-order bonus content. Like, most of the time, I have no idea what any of it is.
Well, I mean, I
use it.
Go ahead.
Nor do I even use it. Usually.
Yeah, I was looking at the Division pre-orders today on Xbox, and like you get like a hazmat suit or something, and I'm like,
what's that even mean?
can you throw me a bone here?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about this orange hazmat suit. You want me to pre-order your game? Like, I'm not even excited about your fucking game to begin with, really. Throw me a bone here.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Yep.
Whatever.
I hear you.
I'm probably just being an asshole gamer that's expecting too much. But
Yeah. No.
yeah. Am I? Because I feel like I am a little bit.
Nah.
I mean, you've always been that way.
Hey, fair enough.
Idaho Jake question of the week. Next big open world game is based on what area of history and made by what studio?
Are we going to make it question of the month?
We can. Question of the month for March.
Sure. It's the first podcast of the month, and we'll run it through the month.
Yeah.
And that way we have time to think about an answer.
Yeah, if I had read this, I would have thought about it, but definitely we'll make it question of the month.
And listeners can tune in. I'll also put it up on the webpage.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just go to thumbstickathletes.com/QOTM.
Right.
I think
I have a
page.
I have a time period and the type of game I don't want it to be.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. What was it?
The next big open world game is based on what era of history and made by what studio?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Open world. I still want World War II. Open World War II game.
I was gonna say 80s and Rockstar, but I forgot they already did that.
In open world?
Wasn't Vice City?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, that just came to mind. And I was like, oh wait, that already happened.
They could do better. Although a lot of people think Vice City.
I liked Vice City.
A lot of people think that's the best Grand Theft Auto.
It was a good one. The soundtrack alone.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it had "I Ran" by Flock of Seagulls.
Oh, nice. Great song.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for the question of the month, Jake. We'll I'll should have my answer for next week.
Yeah.
Tito from LA says Rise of the Tomb Raider is amazing. It's strange how a game that nails so many things will, for the most part, go by the wayside in terms of the general gaming landscape and consciousness. I blame their stupid release date strategy. I like how much time I get to spend in the game and all the things they added. My only beef is there's no variety in the tombs in terms of how it's laid out. All the tombs are laid out as one giant puzzle and figuring out how to reach the treasure, which is in eyesight. At first I was digging it, but I was hoping for a variety in terms of the size of the tombs. I got demoted in on the PS4 in Rocket League. I was half expecting it when they tweaked the ranking system a week or two ago, but I'm still a rising star on PC. Got to keep practicing if I plan on winning 75 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tito, you're more than a rising star in my eyes. You're already a star.
Yeah, we played with Tito, and Tito was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Tito's
I was
good.
very impressed by Tito's wall play and aerial play.
That's what Corey and I were talking about today.
Yeah.
Corey asked me if we were better than average players, and I said, no, I don't think so.
And I got depressed.
I said, what's missing from my repertoire is I'm terrible at wall play. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at finishing either.
I've said it before, but I'm pretty much glued to the ground when I play Rocket League. I can't go on the wall. I can't do any of the flying. So
Yeah, I'm all right at flying now. I can get some good aerial hits in, and I've always been pretty decent at defense. But I'm not great at finishing, and I just cannot get the hang of the wall play at all.
Yep. It's very foreign feeling, especially if you get used to driving around on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a completely different different ball game with keeping track of where the ball is, and like some people can like drive up a wall, jump off the wall, hit the ball, and like make a good shot or a good pass.
Have you seen somebody do that, but like the ball is far enough away where they actually have to like turbo and fly over to the ball off the wall and then take a shot?
It blows my mind.
Forget it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm happy to hear the new info detailing alien races in No Man's Sky. Sounds cool. Didn't see any news about the VR component for the game. Hopefully that is still in the works. Probably not going to pre-order and wait for a CD keys or Green Man Gaming deal. I'm going to do the same, Tito. Hope to see you guys on Steam for some Rocket League action. Enjoyed playing with you guys last weekend. Before we get into the other part, do you want to talk a little bit more about Tomb Raider?
It's up to you. I haven't played since the first time.
I think we're all in agreement. It's an amazing game, right?
Yeah, no, I love
from
that
what
game.
I played.
It's nice that it won an award last year for us.
It won a couple of awards.
The first two, didn't it?
Yeah, it won Game I Wish I'd Played and Game I Wish I'd Played More of.
Yeah.
Or
Game I missed.
the one that got away.
The one that got away, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's kind of right about that, about the tombs too, because I did all the tombs, and yeah, you walk into the tomb and you can kind of see where you're supposed to go, and then you just figure out a few mechanisms, manipulate the environment a little bit to get to the puzzles. I agree. I would like to see something a little more difficult.
You know, I never notice that stuff usually.
What's that?
That like repeated design usually. I don't know. I usually, for whatever reason, just don't pick up on it. If the game is beautiful like that, I usually don't notice it.
Yeah, it does. It looks fantastic.
Not that it's not a critique, though. I don't want to take away from that. Just I'm too stupid.
Well, yeah, it is disappointing that game, it kind of is overlooked, and it's weird. Because everybody I've heard talk about it loves it, but it still doesn't feel like it gets that recognition on a level like Witcher did, or Metal Gear did, or any of those games did.
Yeah, totally. And I actually was thinking back after I beat it to Greg Miller and how he thanked one of the environmental designers,
Nicole Tan.
Yeah, I can totally see why, because the environments in that game are unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a great looking game.
Well, not just that, but like it just, I don't know, they're so interesting looking, like.
I think didn't she do like the visual design or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, that was a great person to pick out of the crowd to thank, because the environments in that game are amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Stuff.
Tito's answers to questions of the week from last week. Miguel's question, which we're going to have you answer too, Eric, both of these. Miguel's question, 3 games to take to space for 10 years. Tito said Rocket League. That way I'll be amazing at it after 10 years and become a professional.
But there's no online play, correct?
Yeah, you can have a co-op partner.
Okay.
So, no online games, but you have a buddy with you on the ship. So like a co-op game would work, or something competitively that you can play with same screen co-op or competitive.
Yeah. Okay.
Rocket League, Skyrim, or No Man's Sky. He says depending if No Man's Sky is actually good. And then he said Dwarf Fortress, which I have not played, but I've heard good things about.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Probably take you 10 years just to figure out how to play it. But that'd be a task.
Yeah. Well, that's like Crusader Kings. Take you 10 years to figure out how to play that.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy 13.
10 years for Final Fantasy 13?
No.
Just to beat the tutorial.
Just to get through the tutorial, yeah.
Oh. So what do you think, Eric? 3 games.
Jeez. I guess it would depend on who the friend was.
Austin.
He's more of an acquaintance to me.
Chris Henry.
If it was Chris Henry, it would probably be Rocket League.
That's a whole other question. Like, who would you take with you on a 10-year? You could even take your wife.
Giselle.
Dan, why would you bring that into it?
Well, then you would have the challenge.
I'm certainly not bringing her if it's involving video games.
Well, then you would have the challenge of picking a game that you could potentially play together.
Life is strange.
Yeah, but how long is it? Like, we're gonna just keep playing that over and over?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like, I was thinking, because if I was taking Jeff, I'd bring FIFA.
FIFA, right?
You know, and that would be a blast. But I would bring a sports game like Rocket League or FIFA, and I would bring Skyrim. I think Skyrim would probably be my choice for like the RPG. The third one, I'm not positive. I think it was Miguel that said GTA 5, and I kind of like that pick.
Yeah.
You know, because that's kind of got a little of everything, and I think he said that, and he's right.
Yeah. It's got shooting, it's got driving, it's got a story.
Right. Yeah.
It's also one of those games that has weird random mysteries in it, like the whole Yeti thing. Like you could spend a lot of time just searching for the Yeti in Grand Theft Auto.
That game does all of that forgettably.
I haven't played it, so I can't comment. But
That's a great game. It's a really good game.
Someday I will buy it.
You know what? Another one too, though, is like a Bloodborne or Dark Souls or Demon Souls would be a good one, because you could just like try and get so good at it.
Yeah, you could be like that guy that played Dark Souls or beat Dark Souls without getting hit.
Yeah, I don't think it would be my choice, but I'm just trying to think of like other ones. I think those would be nice, good games to do that with.
Yeah,
but you'd also probably want to kill yourself at some point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Dark Souls 1 was pretty freaking hard. Dark Souls 2 not as much. Okay. What superpower would I want? Tito says Dr. Manhattan's ability to see past, present, and future at the same time and be able to manipulate matter. Superpower, origin story, and name. As a villain.
Is that a question for me?
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't even know which superpower I'd want. What did you guys say?
I said invisibility.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, and I would steal to set myself up nicely in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, now you know what? Now that you say it, I remember hearing that.
Yep.
I loved Corey's villain.
Yep. Man.
Mediocre Man. That was great. I wish I could use that for myself, but Corey already took the best one.
How about esports man?
No. I don't know. It would either be invisibility or the ability to fly, like Superman. I think that'd be great. Being able to get somewhere really fast would be awesome. But I think I'd say invisibility.
I don't think, like, other than doing crime or pervy things, what's so great about invisibility?
Well, that's
because you can do pervy things.
As I said, I would use that to set myself up in the middle of nowhere where no one would bother me. I wouldn't steal. I wouldn't be a villain to hurt people. I would be a villain for personal gain.
You could people watch a lot better.
Blackmail.
Too.
Yeah.
Or go through their stuff and blackmail them.
So nefarious.
Think about it
things.
this way, Corey. Like if you were invisible, you got to go out to that truck tonight and leave a note on there without having to worry about that guy kicking your ass.
He wouldn't have kicked my ass.
Well, let's just say he would have. You wouldn't have had to worry about it.
I actually was kind of hoping there was some confrontation when I went out there, but I see your point. I was just in that kind of mood where I wanted to yell at somebody.
Okay, yeah. The mood I was in after I saw my car got hit today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my nickname would be. I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff off the top of my head. What was your name, Dan?
I think we agreed on Hollow Dan.
Hollow Dan.
Which was Corey's suggestion.
Very clever.
Because it was from the Hollow Man movie.
Hollow Man, yeah. Hollow Dan, that makes sense.
Total sense.
And Will, what was your superpower?
I gave 3, and I don't remember any of them.
The ability to command sea creatures. Right?
No, it was to talk to animals.
That was when we talked about Aquaman.
That's right.
He's kind of worthless on land.
So
I watched that clip that was it Family Guy or
Just Family Guy. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Worthless man.
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. I'm too dumb. But I would pick invisibility. I don't know what my name would be.
Yeah. Hollow Eric.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be.
Origin story.
Origin story.
Come on, Eric. Write us a book.
Guys, I'm not good at this
I
kind
don't-
of thing.
I don't think I gave my origin story last week, did I?
No,
I
I didn't have a good
I don't
one
think
either.
I have the brain power to give an origin story.
That's tough to come up with on the spot.
Mine would just be that I worked a bunch of crappy jobs for crappy bosses, and I got tired of the rat race and all that stuff, and I wanted
Society's pressures.
to set myself up as a king out in the middle of nowhere.
But your stuff wouldn't be invisible, Dan.
No, I know, but I would still be in the middle of nowhere.
Somebody would find you.
Probably, but I could turn invisible and murder
You
them.
could move
as
to a
approach
new place.
Property.
I mean,
Yeah.
they'd find Dan's cabin with
You-
all of his games.
You would murder people?
No, I told you I would use it for. I would probably try and freak them out and scare them away, pretend to be a ghost or something.
See, I would probably use it for bad sometimes.
Yeah, bad on occasion.
Pervy,
Yeah, I
pervy
think I'm a-
things?
Yeah, pervy things.
I can't say I
wouldn't
do
be.
that
I
stuff.
wouldn't be against hurting somebody in the right situation.
Yeah.
You know. So I guess my name would be something involving being an immoral, perverted,
You could be-
invisible guy.
You could be the Wraith.
Perverted
Right.
man.
Wraith
I
man.
don't know. Invisiperv. How about that?
That's a perv.
That's
You-
pretty good.
All right. Invisiperv it is.
There it is. Okay. That's it for feedback. I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, that was it. Can we do a roundtable real quick to help me with something?
Of course.
I'm glad Corey brought up the potluck dinner
Mm-hmm.
because I got an email invitation on my Outlook calendar at work. The HR girl, the same one that brought in sandwiches for everybody today, set up a potluck lunch for the 14th of March, which is a Monday. I'd like some suggestions.
Who does a potluck on a Monday?
Who does a potluck? And it said in the email, not required but strongly suggested. Like, okay, so so you have to.
Bugles and clam dip.
Otherwise, you're the asshole.
Jello shots.
Bugles and clam dip.
I would bring
Chris-
Jello shots.
My wife told me I said this in the chat earlier, but she told me that I should bring those Oreo truffle balls.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine me trying to make that?
Those are a pain in the ass.
She goes, they're so easy. And I go, well, how do you do it? And she got like 2 steps in, and I go, I no,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
They're a pain. Don't let her fool you.
It's
I just
the issue with it, Eric, is it's not only like bringing. It's not only the act of having to make something to bring to the potluck. It's like what you bring says about you as a person.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So, at the store we have an executive chef. Well, he's the first guy to come out and next morning, what do you guys bring into the potluck? I'm thinking to myself, I haven't even fucking thought about it. He goes, oh, just so everybody knows, I'm calling French onion soup. Yeah, that was first on my list. Thought about making a big batch of French onion soup.
With the
You
cracker.
didn't really need to call that.
Wait, is this for lunch?
Yes.
Nobody eats French onion soup for lunch.
He's bringing a thing of French onion soup topped with Gruyere
No.
and macaroni and cheese too. He's bringing.
No.
You overachieving son of a bitch.
And no one wants to eat that at lunch.
I mean, I love French onion
Oh,
soup.
don't get me wrong. I would eat it at lunch because I don't give a shit. I don't care what I smell like, and I love French onion soup. But most people,
Most respectable human beings, but Invisiperv will eat French onion soup any time of the day.
Invisiperf. You should bring French onion soup in a can.
Campbell's and just dump it in a
That's
pot.
not a terrible idea. And I'll just be like, he'll be like, dude, I said I was bringing French onion soup. I'll say, I thought you told me to bring French onion soup.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
And then
not
you're
bad.
covered.
That is not bad.
And then you're covered. So
If I decide to have the balls to pull that off, I'll let you know. I don't think I will, though.
Eric, I could give you my cowboy caviar recipe. It's foolproof, and people seem to really like it. It's like a bean dip. It's like a salsa, kind of lots of beans.
yeah,
and,
Corey, we had cowboy caviar for dinner the other night.
Yeah, was it similar to the one I make?
It's got beans and corn and a can of Rotel.
Yeah,
onions.
it's all that kind of stuff.
Avocado.
Foolproof.
It's so good.
Okay. Yeah, email it to me.
Yeah. And you just buy a bunch of cans of stuff and dump it in. You have
It's
to,
kind
I
of
probably
like,
have most of them.
yeah, you have to chop up an onion, I think is the hardest part.
yeah.
Okay.
Which the onions we've been getting lately just make me weep.
Oh, it's the worst, isn't it?
Just weep. Like, ugh.
Meat and cheese tray.
I mean, that's another stinky thing, though, so you gotta keep that in
I
mind.
don't care about that. I thought about making like a slow cooker thing. Like sometimes my wife will make it's chicken breast, and you literally just dump in like a jar of salsa, and it sits there and cooks it all day, and it's super easy and it's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
And a little cheese and sour cream on the side.
Little
All right.
smokies and barbecue sauce.
A little appetizer
with
little
toothpicks.
wieners.
Just bring a couple gallons of water and call it good.
That's a good idea.
I got the
Just
drinks.
say I thought you guys needed to hydrate after all that French onion soup you've been eating all afternoon.
From that overachiever.
Fucking guy. Who comes in and thinks they need to call French onion soup as if everyone was clamoring to be the first guy to bring in French onion soup?
It's a power move, Eric.
It's
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't like it.
He's trying to set the bar really high.
Yeah.
well,
He did.
yeah, that's the thing. Good French
he
onion
did.
soup is not easy to make.
Specifically topped with a Gruyere.
And a crouton?
Oh, yes, he mentioned
Yeah.
special kind of croutons.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Gruyere croutons that he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, it's like that's the traditional French onion soup style.
Did he have a smiley face in that email anywhere?
He didn't send the email.
Okay.
He came in the next day to the office and announced this at the office.
Did he have a smile on his face then?
Oh, he was, well, the size of the boner in that guy's shorts over the French onion soup. Invisiperv could see right through those drawers.
Chicken Speedies, Eric. You could bring a little bit of your hometown. That might be.
Oh, that's not a bad one.
You could do that in the slow cooker too.
Chicken Spideys. Maybe I'll do, you know what? I think you might have just hit the nail on the head.
That's a good one. A little bit of Binghamton.
A little bit of Binghamton.
A loaf of Italian bread. Good to go.
Yeah.
Mike in the chat said he lives for potlucks. Oh god, it's too good.
Nice.
All right, yeah, that's good. I'm glad we had this talk because I was concerned.
We got it ironed out. You
Yeah.
at least have a few options anyway.
Yeah, I got some. Of course, I'd still like that recipe.
I'll send it to you. It's easy and it's good to have on hand.
Cowboy caviar is fantastic. Like I said, that's what we had for dinner like 2 nights ago. You have with like tortilla chips.
Yep. Yeah. Scoops. Tostito scoops work really well for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're too cheap to buy scoops.
Get the Aldi brand scoops, man. Clancy's.
Go to Aldi. Clancy's.
Didn't Clancy's go out of business like 35 years ago?
Like $1.49. Yeah, they're still selling their chips to Aldi.
Clancy always made a good scoop. They don't make them like Clancy anymore.
No, they don't.
My friends always give me crap, Corey, about buying gridlocks.
I think it's great. It's a conversation starter.
Yeah,
it
I
really
know.
is when you think about it.
Yeah.
They're like, you're the only person that buys them. And I'm like, not true. My brother also buys them.
It's like, where do you get
Who
those?
also shops at Aldi.
I usually go, the gas station.
Oh, come on. You got to own it.
Yeah, you do have to own it. I agree with that. Okay. Any other thoughts, questions?
No, I'm looking forward to next week's Stardew.
Next week's topic is Stardew. I will also be sure to at least play a little bit of Stardew Valley.
I'm gonna buy it too, so that we have two copies.
Thank God.
I might even buy it. It's only $15.
Corey?
Worth it.
Can I use my Amazon card to buy a Steam card?
Yeah,
you can buy digital games from.
Oh, that's right.
Amazon.
That's right.
They
They
have a-
activate on Steam. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'll just buy that.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna want to play co-op when that's available. Is there a timetable for that, Will?
I think he said summer.
Yeah, that's kind of far away.
But who knows? Since he's the only guy doing it, like.
It's out now. He probably made a buttload of money.
Oh yeah, and he's doing constant updates every day.
Oh, I'd be
Yeah.
on vacation right now.
No, dedicated.
Spending my money on what was it? Hookers and
booze.
booze. Yeah.
I wonder how much of a pay cut he takes home after Chucklefish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Chucklefish took all that money to finish Starbound.
They're not going to finish Starbound.
You're right.
It's just going to be an early access. It's going to be DayZ.
I went on the
I bought that game and never played it.
I went on the subreddit to try and find a release date, and no, not even a mention of a final release.
I think everyone's given up. I think they still play it, and they're just realizing that it's just going to be an early access forever.
This one guy actually started a thread saying like, I really want to play this game, but I want to wait for the final release. And of course, it's all Starbound fanboys.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, what's wrong with playing it before it's released? It's like, sometimes you just don't. Playing an unfinished version of a game spoils it, I think.
Yeah.
For the there's reasons to play unfinished versions of games, but I think
Sure.
For somebody who's really excited for a game to play an unfinished version takes away from it a little bit.
Well, yeah, because you really don't know like how much they're going to add before they finish it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You might be missing out on a big part of the game.
Which at this
Plus,
point,
it's not-
we all played it 2 years ago, so they've added a whole bunch of stuff since then.
I'm sure it's very
And
different.
It's not as if he said there was something wrong with it. He just said he prefers to wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid you say that, Eric.
Yeah, I'll check the Steam forums occasionally just to see if anyone's complaining about. I'm pretty sure they really quickly lock threads that have people complaining about lack of release date. I think they're on top of that.
It seemed like they were close 2 years ago.
Yeah, really it did.
I guess I was wrong.
Yep. Yes, you were. Okay. Yeah, Stardew Valley next week. That'll do it for episode 241 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. All right.